Scared to push it.
No, it's gonna be all right.
Push
It
it.
seems to be going. That's what she said. And you shut up and said, get off of her. No, I'm kidding. Just kidding. The yeah, it's good now.
Well, like I said, don't jinx it.
We had to re-verify shit evidently through Jenny's phone.
Well, because I had to get a new phone, and now every time, like, I appreciate, you know, that they're trying to make sure that nobody's stealing my information, as lame as my information is. You know what I mean? But it's getting to a point now where it's just like, is this you? Oh my God, verify this, verify that. We're sending this to your phone, and we're sending that to your... I'm like, bitch, it's me, all right?
Yeah,
just
really.
fuck.
Yeah.
I have 3 computers and a phone, so it's like every time I log into a site on one of the different computers, they're like, it's a strange person.
Yep, everybody's showing up.
It's me.
Everybody's here. Maniac's here. David June. David, we sent your shirts out. Was it yesterday or the day before?
Yesterday.
David.
Yeah,
We'll get it in a couple days.
We went out in the rain to the post office.
Yeah, you got an extra shirt coming too, because I fucked the first one up. Fucking the logo's on the front is fucking crooked. And I said,
well, it wasn't crooked like that. It was crooked too far over.
Too far over a little bit. And because it was the first time I was working with a fucking, was it 4XL?
Yeah.
3X, 4XL, 3X? I think it's 4XL. Dude, David, I know you said you liked them a little bit bigger. You said, I like it a little bit bigger, get some extra room at 4XL. Dude, it's like we're dealing with a fucking tent. It's like dealing with a tent, David. This fucking shit's... And then the little label looks tiny on it. So I talked to Jenny today. I was like, I want a bigger one. The whole size of a whole plate. And
yeah, because what the screens we have are what, 8x10?
Yeah.
8.5 by 11, something like that.
No,
but
it's a foot. It's like a foot by 10 inches by 12, isn't it? Something like that.
Maybe it is.
Pretty big.
Yeah, but I think the inside, I don't know. I have to remember.
Yeah, the inner diameter might be a little
But the
smaller
thing about it is that the Pliskin, when I made you told me to make the design smaller.
Yeah.
Like
well,
on the
it looks
original
good
one.
on this size shirt. On a bigger shirt, it needs to be a bigger.
Yeah, we could do an easy. I still have the design, and it's vector, so I can make it as big.
For larger sizes, I want a bigger image. So we're gonna make a bigger image, and a bigger image would look good on a shirt this size too. It would just be a different application of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, we've got shit tons of.
I got screens.
I still haven't showed you the new shirt design I did.
No, I want
like
to see
the Ouija board one.
Okay, yeah, I want to see. I haven't seen it yet.
I thought it came out.
So we got to get that shit done. But you'll get it in a couple of days. So you got 2 coming, and one of them's a reject. What am I gonna do? Sell it?
Well, yeah, we had already cooked it, the ink on there, and then when we put it up, like to take a picture of it.
Look at the fucking shit.
I was like, how did it get way over there? Because we thought it was like right in the middle where the tag and the shit was.
It's not how it worked out once we came,
and we weren't drunk when we were doing it.
We had to put a plate in there underneath the shirt so it doesn't bleed through when you shoot it. And I guess we just kind of had it in there crooked, and got it. It was hard to find out where the sleeves, where the shoulders ended. We hadn't worked with a shirt that size. We had a special order that shirt. Now from here on out, just heads up to people. I think, what is it? 2XL, 3XL, and 4XL. They're more expensive, so we're gonna have to charge more.
I have to check. We get all our shirts from Jiffy Shirts.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what the cutoff is for them getting more.
It's a significant. It's significantly more.
Because I think small, medium, large, perhaps extra large are like between $3 and $4 a piece, like for the blank ones.
Right. But after shipping and everything.
But then I think that 2XL goes up $1 and then 3XL goes up $1 or something like that. I can't remember.
I thought it was more than that.
Well, and it depends on what kind of shirt you get too, because they have a fuck ton of different. They have regular cotton, they have mixed cotton, they have soft feel, they have boat neck, crew neck, V-neck. They have all different kinds.
I remember just doing the math in my head, and 3 and 4XL, if you sell them for $20 after fucking YouTube, if you sell them for $20 out of a chat room, after fucking YouTube takes its cut, which it takes 30% of that, and then after the expenses, we really don't make anything off of a 3XL for 20. It's gonna have to be more like 30, and we end up making about $6 on it. That's more.
They cost about, I mean, for like I said, small, medium, large. I think extra large. If I'm just sending one shirt, like in an envelope, I can usually send those. Oh, thanks, David Jing. Yeah, he sent us $5.
Oh, thanks. That's cool.
They usually cost about $5 to ship. Yeah. If there's just one shirt in there, obviously, more shirts are gonna cost more, but
depends on shipping. But no, you're gonna enjoy it. I sent you a picture. You liked it. I sent you a picture of it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna get some. We're gonna get some new shirt offerings out. We have a lot of blank shirts in stock.
Yeah, I bought
bunch
like
of different
100 blank shirts of various
we got
sizes.
several $100 worth of fucking blank shirts.
Yeah, it was
sitting
like
around.
$250 worth.
Yeah. So we got to get some good images that will sell briskly. And,
Briskly.
and I'm getting sick of wearing these. Because these are like my uniform shirts. I got like 4 of these.
Yeah.
And like 3 of the 13 o'clock ones.
Every time we do a Pliskin shirt for somebody, he just makes another one for him.
What?
Every time we do a Pliskin shirt, you usually make another one for you, or you make an extra one.
No.
Well, the first few times.
The first few times I did that,
Yeah.
but I don't have it anymore. I got enough of them.
Yeah, because you got like 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, I got like 3 or 4 of them.
But yeah,
But,
we'll do some more. I know we keep saying that, but we just haven't got around to it yet. Like I said, I got to show you that design I did.
I want them at least to be like club worthy too, like something I would wear to a club.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Ouija one looks like that.
Yeah, so I think.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I have to look. I designed it a while back, and now I can't remember what it looked like.
Okay. Some you can wear to a guy.
It looks like a Ouija board.
Yeah.
Is what it looks like, except it says 13 o'clock podcast instead of an alphabet.
One of the designs is going to be paramilitary. I think I'm going to make a 506 or a 327 shirt, something with a unit that like a unit, one of the units I served in, and I'm going to do a 13 o'clock mashup with that. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. Okay.
So if you guys want, it'll probably be something like cross rifles with the unit name on it and like a 13 o'clock logo in there somehow. We're going to work it out.
Yeah, just give me an idea.
It's going to look kind of paramilitary. It's got like a, a 13 o'clock army shirt.
Sure, why not?
Yeah. That'd be cool. It's like something I would wear.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guys will like it. And, we, like I said, we have female cut t-shirts too. And I want some like female wife beaters, and I want male wife beaters.
I have a few of those.
In black. Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
kind of wife beater ones.
Because some of these designs would look good on a girl's shirt, especially if you got like, if you like Jenny, you got big boobs.
I like
big boobs. Anything looks good stretched across some big boobs. As long as the shape's right, actually.
Yeah.
The shape's right, yeah.
Tammy keeps saying we need a 13 o'clock irregulars shirt.
What
We
does that
probably
mean?
should, like all the people that come and hang out in the,
like a
in the
regular
chat
shirt?
room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
Except they're called irregulars.
Irregulars,
Because
yeah.
we're a bunch of weirdos.
Yeah. Well, that would actually
we are the weirdos,
actually
that's true.
mash up with a paramilitary theme.
Well, see, there you go.
Yeah.
It's all coming together.
Mm-hmm.
I got to write that down because I'm sure I wrote it down before, but that was like on a page that got put somewhere. I'm so organized.
Yeah. Let's see what everybody's talking
I
about.
mean, I'm kind of organized, but I could be organizeder.
Yeah, Tammy, YouTube takes 30%.
Does it really? I didn't think I took that
yeah,
much.
it's 30%.
We still get quite.
I heard it was 30.
Quite a bit, like just because it's not just super chats, it's also ad revenue.
Yeah, but I'm talking about on Super Chat. A Super Chat, I think they get 30%.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look. I never looked into it.
Yeah, Ilse says she has our 13 o'clock shirt. She was really comfort, good quality. Yeah, we tried to get the best quality shirts we could get. And if it doesn't come out right when I'm shooting it, I don't accept it. See, the dye that we use, as long as it isn't cooked in, will rinse right out. So if it didn't come out right, I'll just throw it in the sink and rinse it out. And I'll grab another shirt that's dry.
Yeah.
And I'll fucking try it again. And if there's anything I don't really like about it, doesn't really meet up my standards, I don't send it to you.
Yeah.
So if I wouldn't wear it, I'm not going to give it to you.
Yeah.
So.
And we cook them. We have a heat gun.
Yeah. One of them got by me. Somebody complained that it was a little bit off center. And I offered to fucking replace it. But they said, don't worry about it. So it's just whatever. If you have a problem with anything that we make, just give me a heads up. I'm going to ask for photo confirmation that it is fucked up. And I'll make you another one.
Got to prove that shit.
Got to prove it's fucked up. If you prove it's fucked up, I'll make you another one. Okay.
Because you can't just be getting free shirts willy-nilly. Yeah, does the middle tier Patreon membership come with a shirt? I don't think it does. I think it's just the $20. But like I said, if you just give $20 once, then we can send you one.
Sleaze and Cheese says I was going through customs with that Pliskin shirt, and the customs dude was like, "Yeah, Snake Pliskin." I know, man. That's our best. If you ask me, that's my favorite design. I kind of came up with the idea, and Jenny did a fucking great job executing it. I wanted just the damn Ford Cobra logo with Pliskin written on top. It looks like something out of like a 1960s racing fucking campaign. I like it, and it does kind of have a little bit of a military flair to it. I like it. I want a little slightly bigger one. This would look really good on an OD green shirt with printed in black too. So that's another thing I was considered to do.
Oh yeah, because we bought some other colors of ink. Like I bought some red and I bought some blue.
Yeah.
But you always have to like do, especially on a black shirt, you always have to do like a white layer underneath. Otherwise it won't show up. Because I did a shirt for me with a red 13 o'clock logo on it, and it's like you can barely see it.
Gramthars wanted to know if the middle tier.
I just answered that.
Oh,
question.
did you? I wasn't listening.
Yeah.
I was probably reading the comments. What was the answer? No, I don't think it is.
No, like I said, I think it's just
2020.
I think it's just $20 and up. But like I said, if you just if you want a shirt, excuse me, if you want a shirt, and you just like throw us $20 in the chat.
Yeah, I'll
and
send you one.
Tell us which one you want.
Right, as long as it isn't like a real big shirt.
Yeah.
As long as it isn't like 2XL or bigger.
Yeah, because then you might be just like,
I can give it to you for
then
for
you might
$20
be like,
chat.
need to throw us a few bucks extra. Because, because those blank shirts are like, they cost more.
Yeah, they're probably closer to like 30 for 2XL and bigger.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's a sliding scale. Up to XL, I think they're, $3-4 a piece for a blank one. But then, I mean, and obviously I like the soft feel cotton ones. And those are like slightly more. I think they're $4.21 or something like that.
And if it's a bigger order, something bulk, you want several shirts, or maybe you want something a little bit different, we could talk about it. We'll talk about it over Messenger. I could probably give you a better bulk price.
Yeah.
Because some people might want 6 shirts. Like I did a deal with Sleeves and Cheese, and fucking I sent him for some shit that happened, and which that's between me and him, and I think I sent him 6 shirts.
Yeah, I think it was 6 or 7. Yeah.
Yeah. Which was a good deal had he paid $20 a piece for each one of them.
Yeah.
So.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, so I can do shit like that.
You can do shit like that. So, Sleeves and Cheese said, might have turned this customs girl onto your podcast. She asked about the podcast logo on the back.
Oh, yeah?
And, they told her what it was about.
All right.
So that's cool.
Yeah, cool. Thanks.
See, that's like the whole reason for people wearing those.
Well, yeah, I wanted my own cool shirts that I could wear too that were about the shirt. Yeah. That's really kind of what started it. And I said these would sell.
Yeah.
And the idea was first to just give them to $20 and up patrons, just as like extra merch. But then people started to people started asking us in the chats, hey man, I want one of those shirts, how much?
Yeah.
So then that just opened up that
avenue. So
right.
then we just decided, we bought like a shit ton of screens. We bought a shit ton of blank shirts. I have like half my side of the closet is all blank t-shirts.
Yeah. I got a bunch
sizes.
I got fucking Wayland Utani, and I got Wayland shirts from Alien. They came out really good, but they're not really good sellers. If somebody asks for them, I'll send you some. I can show you guys what it looks like. But I want stuff that for some reason this shirt, me wearing this shirt on the show and the other one, people have just in the chat says, I want that shirt.
Yeah.
So I want designs that have that much impact.
And Amanda said, I haven't received a shirt from you guys in forever. Yeah, we haven't done a mail out in a long time. Like, we really need to. Yeah, we got behind on it.
We're way behind on that.
Yeah, like I said,
by a couple months.
I apologize for that. We just get so behind on shit.
We're behind on so much other. We actually, it's time to actually do those. We have them in stock.
We got to do that. And we got to finish the cookbook. Right. I want to get the cookbook done by the end of this weekend. Mm-hmm. There's literally all I have to do is take pictures.
Right.
And write the introduction. I think that's it. And we have to read through it again and make sure it's okay. But other than that,
our biggest problem with the patrons and the shirts is that we'll send out a notice about what size shirt you want and what pattern do you want on it, and you guys never respond.
Well, sometimes some people will respond.
Some people do, but most people don't.
I don't know, like, because sometimes I send people emails, like, with the email address that they signed up for Patreon for. Yeah. So I usually get about 75% of the people, like, return the emails, but then, like, 25% of people don't.
Okay, well, on Patreon, send out a message, ask them what size they want and what design, and we'll get that done.
Like, I have a list of all the sizes that people told me, but like I said, I always check again every single time, because sometimes people, they might have gained weight or lost weight, or they're like, I don't want one for me, I want one for somebody else, or something like that. So I always I don't want to just like send people whatever.
Yeah, we don't know what we sent you last. And some people might want 2 of one.
Yeah, because I can't remember.
So we can't remember. We don't keep those kind of records. It's just what you want. So we sent out a notice this week. Sent out a notice to all the patrons.
Okay.
Ask them what size they want.
Yeah,
Write that
shirt
down.
notice. I'm gonna write that down.
We got to get that done. I'll try to get them out next.
We're gonna try and get all the shirts out.
Try to get them mailed out next week.
And I want to get that fucking cookbook done too.
Yeah. Which means we got to do a photo shoot.
Yeah. Sometime.
Okay.
Because I want some pictures of you with your chef jacket. Where is your chef jacket? I haven't seen it.
I got it hung up.
Oh, okay.
I got it hung up.
I haven't seen it.
So we got 33 on board right now. That's just good.
I'm gonna Photoshop a chef hat on you.
I got one, don't I?
I don't think you have a chef hat. I think just.
I'll get one.
I think you just have.
Well,
that would be easier if you go.
French chef hat. That's not what you wear. You know what I mean? You actually just wear a fucking do-rag on your head. That's the chef rag. You know what I mean? Just fucking tie a do-rag.
Well, you could. Well,
keep your hair out. That's what we're wearing mostly.
Well, yeah. Well, and you could probably we probably have something like that around here.
Or you you had the little fucking I don't want to be rude, call them cunt caps. That's the flat ones. They're white.
Because it looks like a vagina.
Looks like a cunt when it's fucking folded up. Okay. We call it a cunt cap. Put that cunt cap on. Put your head up in the pussy.
put your whole head in the pussy, climbing back into the womb.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that. I think that sounds like a 90s riot girl band.
Yeah, cunt cap.
Hi, we're cunt cap.
Yeah.
There goes the monetization.
Yeah.
Oh my god. What did somebody
Seth says she like a wife beater. That'd be her pick.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because I see what she wears. Seth, you pregnant? You preggers right now though. Maybe you wear a wife beater when you're pregnant.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, she's gonna have to get unpregnant once she has baby.
You're gonna have to get unpregnant.
Get unpregnant.
You have to depregnate yourself.
Depregnate yourself. She's getting ready to pop anyway though.
Getting ready.
All right. Question for Tom: is Russia going to invade Ukraine and spark off World War III? Yes, Russia will take Ukraine, and China's going to make a move on Taiwan, and there will not be an American response. That's why they're going to do it. They know America's state of readiness right now is just like abysmal. If you're going to go toe to toe with, first of all, they would never go toe to toe with China. Because China owns our ruling class. They've invested all their money over there. Our ruling class actually wants us to adopt the Chinese model with the social credit score and all that kind of shit, a totalitarian control grid. That they would love that, because our ruling class doesn't like American law because it keeps them under control. They want a law that keeps us under control, and they can do whatever they want. So they can go have these little child islands and fucking all these dudes who did not kill themselves because they did not die. Our ruling class is bad, and they don't live here, a lot of them. So we'll never go to war with China. We're China's bitch. Now, Russia, you have to understand what Russia is. When you think of Russia today, most people would think of the Soviet Union, which is this nuclear-armed superpower with a huge army and all this whole armored force and millions of armed infantry. That's all obsolete. You can't win wars with that equipment anymore. Modern warfare is fifth generational warfare. It's done with armies of lawyers, protesters, and agents, and propaganda outlets, mind control. That's how you win wars. The Russian army doesn't look like the Soviet army at all. Most of the effective Russian military is a mercenary force, similar to ours. Like they have their own versions of Blackwater, and they employ their own private help. We would call them terrorists, but we employ those too. United States is also a state sponsor of terror. We were hiring terrorists to attack Syria, and we were fighting the Russians in Syria over the fact that Russia wanted to put a pipeline through Syria. That's all that's about. It has nothing to do with their government or this Assad shit. It's about that fucking pipeline. If Russia builds that pipeline through there, it'll hurt our oil income. And so that's all that is. You have to understand that we are not the good guys. We're the bad guys. But so is everybody else. Now, Russia, when you really look at Russia, it's big on the map. But Texas is twice as rich as Russia and has half the people. if Texas was an independent country, it would whip Russia's ass. Now, it might take time for it to build up a military force, but a modern military force does not look like a 20th century military force with millions of tanks and fucking millions of infantry. That shit's easy to destroy now, and you can destroy that shit cheap and easy. A helicopter, just a small group of helicopters can destroy hundreds of tanks in a night. You just can't use that shit anymore. Now, it's all that thinking all came out of World War II, and it was all going obsolete as World War II ended. So the generations of warfare have gone 2 generations since that. You're now in 5th generation warfare, which is lying your ass off. That's one of the main weapons. Confusing the enemy, driving the enemy insane, getting the enemy to kill itself or to fight itself, suing the enemy into oblivion, criticizing the enemy. It's information war. So, yeah, Russia will invade Ukraine. It'll make quick work of Ukraine because Ukraine mostly won't resist. The United States won't have a response to it. We'll respond with harsh language. The United States is not in any position to tell other countries how to handle its business and what it can have and what it cannot have. It's lost the military power to do that, and it's lost the moral authority to do that. That's all from another era. We're now in a multipolar world, and the poles will multiply as time goes on, because centralized top-down control is now technologically impossible. The world's going to look more and more fractured and more tribal. It won't be top-down. It'll be more like a network. It might even get to the point where the concept of a nation-state may not be viable. It might go down to city-states. That might be a little bit more, or ethno-states. That might be more tenable in the future world, you know. Now, that's not me saying this. This is, man, a lot of think tanks are thinking this way. That's why they're trying to crack down so much. It's the last gasp of elites inside of a society trying to maintain their power over something that's just fragmenting. It won't work, though. Okay, let's see what else is going on.
Well, we do have to talk about death proof at some point.
We're going to talk about that. We got all time.
Okay. Hey, look, I found
DJ Minix says you need full sleeve tattoos to be a chef today.
And you need some hair like Guy Fieri.
Yeah.
Fieri. And his donkey sauce or whatever the fuck he calls that. Is that what you call it? Is it called
Kyle says I can see Jenny starting to drift off. Yeah, she doesn't like that kind of stuff.
Well, it's just, I don't,
She doesn't really, guys like that stuff. Women don't seem to like that kind of stuff. Do you have an ashtray in here for that?
Somewhere. It's over there. Somewhere.
Let you smoke in this house. Okay.
What are you going to do? Stop me?
No. I don't really care. The people that lived here before us who smoked. I just don't want you to get me to start smoking again. I mean, I look at it and I'm going like, I don't think about them until I see them.
Well, I only like to do it when I'm drinking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I noticed.
Yeah.
I got hats here. I got many hats.
How many hats did you bring?
I got 4 of them, 1 for each level. I'm going to start off with my fucking beginning hat.
Level 1 hat.
Level 1.
Now, and then level 5 might be wigs.
It could be. It could
level
be.
6
might run out of hats.
Level 6 might be one of my wigs.
Yeah.
So we'll see if we'll get there. I would really like to see that. I want to see what you look like with some of the wigs on. I was going to wear a wig tonight, but then I forgot to put the wig cap on before the makeup. And then I was like, well, shit, if I try to put the wig cap on now, it'll fuck the makeup on my forehead up. Yeah. And it's like, it's this whole thing.
Somebody in there is saying, how could the United States collapse so soon? We're too young to go the way the Romans acted. No, dude. History over and over again shows the empires only last 200 years. And that's how old the United States is. Rome as an empire, really, Rome only lasted about 200 years. It was, I think, 300 or maybe a couple hundred years before that, but it wasn't the Rome that you're thinking of. It was more like a bunch of Greek city-states. Rome lasted about 200. And then it split into 2. And then it slowly declined in one area, and then the Eastern Roman Empire. No, 200's about right. And it's always the same. corruption gets them. Corruption in the ruling class. Something that's called institutional senility or civilizational senility is a problem, and the scamification of a civilization. It usually has to do with labor practices, insourcing or outsourcing labor. Also, massive quantities of unrest, veterans who didn't get what they were promised. That also happened in Rome. They weren't given the land and the farms they were promised after they fought the damn war against Carthage. Instead of giving them the land, they imported a bunch of Germanic slaves and insourced the labor in terms of slave labor, and they had them running those farms because rich people invested in farmland. And a bunch of pissed off veterans caused unrest, and that unrest kind of reverberated throughout Rome for about 80 years, 60 to 80 years. And it became more and more fucking ridiculous. Bunch of bread and circuses, the inability to fucking defend borders. Slowly, what ended up happening to it was through a long process of colonization and semi-integration, Rome lost its identity. It wasn't destroyed. It just faded away into other things. It had no identity towards the end. And in the end of the Roman period, Rome was just a city, and its money wasn't really worth anything.
Phase 1 hat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're trying to get me to wear your blue rig.
Well, like I said, you have enough drinks and maybe you will.
Yeah, Eastern Rome lasted about 1,000 years after that. But you got to also... Some people are counting times of the Ottoman and the Ottoman Empire as that. And it was a little bit different. They kind of changed hands. The power dynamic changed a bit. It was a theocracy, and it was a theocracy basically. It had weird characteristics. I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe it did last 1,000 years, but I think there were different phases in it. Egypt was the same way. They had 3 major kingdoms: the Middle Kingdom, the Old Kingdom, and the New Kingdom. Not all that Egyptian stuff was actually the same civilization per se. It rebooted itself several times.
What's up, Paul?
So I'd have to really go look at the Eastern Roman Empire or the Byzantine Empire and its histories and see how many times it actually rebooted. And it probably rebooted several times. But my history, my knowledge of that history isn't all that good.
Pokey's back there. Oh, Pokey's butt.
What's that?
Making a cameo appearance.
Yeah.
Forrester, oh, please don't. Please don't. Please don't.
Another problem is that you're not dealing with the
don't.
same technological
Please
effects that you would deal with today.
Please don't.
Technology, modern technology has accelerated a lot of stuff and made a lot of traditional stuff impossible.
No.
What you doing, Pope?
No.
Turn on down.
No. I know what you're thinking, but don't.
Yeah. Fort Jordan, the Egyptians, no pants. Yeah, no pants.
Well, no, so the fourth throw down said the problem with Rome was togas. Yeah. They should have invented pants. Please tell me that you...
Romans didn't wear pants either.
Please tell me that you're referring to that Mystery Science Theater sketch where they try to have a toga party in ancient Rome, and everybody's just like, what's the big deal? And they're like, oh yeah, you idiots wear togas all the time. So then they have a pants party, and it's like really, really exciting because they'd never seen pants before. That's the first thing I thought of. So I don't know if that was just like a coincidence or if you actually were referring to that.
Towards the end of the Roman period, Romans started to emulate Germanic peoples, but they started wearing pants and shirts that had sleeves on them, and it was considered to be kind of scandalous.
I was just gonna
for a Roman to be wearing that shit because that was barbarian stuff. And then they were fucking growing beards, and you were kind of like, dude, you're growing a beard like a fucking German. What the hell's wrong with you?
Oh my god, do you think you're in ZZ Top or what?
And then dudes would start showing up with saddles, and they were like, dude, you're wearing a saddle. You got a saddle on that horse. What the fuck? Because the Romans didn't have saddles. They were kind of like would not wear it. They wore a saddle pad. They used saddle pads, but.
We like our balls touching the horse's back.
Yeah. Well, no, it was on a pad.
I watched this joke.
And a lot of that shit came from them fighting the Germans. Fighting the Germans and fighting the Gauls over time, The Roman legionnaires noticed that they had better shit.
Yeah.
They had much better technology, and they had better stuff when it came to horses, saddles and pants. Bitch might need some pants. It gets cold as hell, Never thought of pants. There's like a lot of that Roman statuary and the Roman. It's got to be propaganda, because they're showing Romans fighting Germans in some of these like frescoes that they have. They're in Germanic areas fighting them, and they're dressed like Roman soldiers. You know, fucking sandals and no pants, just a skirt, and you know they weren't wearing that shit. It was cold as fuck. They were probably dressed just like the Germans.
Well, if they were smart,
If they were smart, they would. Yeah.
You're not sitting there and it's like, I have this tiny mini skirt on. And it's like fucking freezing. God damn it.
Yeah, and the
balls are retreating up into my fucking cavity.
And they were out there for years, deployed, fighting these people. All right, and local merchants had to be selling them shit. You know what I mean? I'm sure they weren't getting regular resupply from Rome. They probably just bought stuff or took stuff while they were there. Well, so you probably really couldn't tell them apart from Romans other than from Germans other than the standards they were carrying and probably maybe some of the weapons and maybe like the colors of things that they wore. But I guarantee you those statues don't represent the way they looked when they were in combat against Germans and, you know, in Germania. It couldn't be. You couldn't survive a winter in those clothes.
Yeah, you'd be a little Rome
sickle. You'd be fucking dead. Yeah.
Dermot says I was confused as pants or underwear in the UK. Yeah, when they say pants over there, they usually mean like briefs.
Yeah, y'all can't speak English.
Briefs.
Yeah.
I've also heard them called Y fronts, so like little Y fronts. Yeah. They say trousers.
Jeans or pants. You know, pants. It's got legs on it. It's got legs on it. Pants.
Pantaloons.
Yeah.
Although they still say panties over here. Although I try not to say that because I hate that fucking word. It sounds dirty even though it's not dirty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was going to say something, but I forgot because I don't remember. Oh, I miss Pookie. She'll probably be back. She's in here somewhere. Yeah, she jumped up on the desk back there and was like farting around. She's like, well, please, I want to run across the laptop and mess everything up.
All right, so where's Death Proof?
It's right here.
Yeah. Somebody sent us Death Proof. We had it written down. You remember who sent us Death Proof?
I did have it written down, but I don't remember where.
You had that piece of paper?
No.
Okay. A patron sent us Death Proof. It was good. I liked it. I'd never seen it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I saw it back in the theater when it came out in 2007. It was originally a double feature with Robert Rodriguez's Planet Terror, and it was all one big movie called Grindhouse. And you went and watched it, and then there was trailers for fake movies, even though some of the trailers ended up becoming real movies later on, like Machete.
Yeah.
Machete.
Yeah.
That started out as a fake trailer on that. Hobo with Shotgun, that also started out as a fake trailer on that and subsequently became a real movie. But yeah, so it was kind of like,
you gotta see those two.
I've seen Machete. I don't think I've seen Hobo with a Shotgun though.
Yeah. Well, look, we'll do a full review on this later, but we're just mentioning it. We'll make sure we give the person credit who sent that to us. It's just been so long and so many people have sent us stuff. I got a whole pile of shit we have to go through.
Well, and like I said, that's why we're just going to start talking about them either on here or on the matinee live streams because we have so many that we have to catch up on.
Yeah. But it was a good flick. Crussell was in it. He plays a serial killer who's in this damn car. And he's fucking running down women and trying to kill them in different ways with his car.
Yeah, killing them with his car. I mean, the thing about this, okay, so the version that's on here is actually the extended version. So it's like 27 minutes longer, I think, than the one that I saw in the theater. So I actually, like I said, I saw it in the theater. So I had never seen this version before. I think the stuff that was added was mostly just, conversations and shit like that. But it was just, I had forgotten how good this was. Because honestly, I think the first time when I saw Grindhouse in the theater, I don't know, I liked both halves of it because Planet Terror is really good too, but I haven't seen that in a while. And then I think I slightly liked Planet Terror better, but now I think I maybe like Death Proof better. It's like, yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know, I really like the way it's almost kind of like two movies in one because like the first part of it is almost kind of like a slasher film. And then the second part of it is like a car chase movie.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like, Vanishing Point, obviously, because they mentioned that a bunch of times. But it's also kind of like Faster Pussycat Kill Kill. It's kind of like that.
It's shot like it's a 70s fucking cheap 70s low budget flick on purpose. It's got like grainy quality films, what it looks like. And then later it kind of clears, it goes black and white. And then after that it clears up. It's kind of weird how the movie progresses. It's like 3 movies.
Yeah, like I said,
Yeah,
it's almost
like
kind
three
of
chapters of a book, and they're all look different.
yeah, and I'm sure he did that deliberately. And well,
Yeah.
the interesting thing about this is that Quentin Tarantino, you can tell, like, obviously he's super into exploitation movies. And he's really enthusiastic about it. So you can tell how excited he was to make a movie like this, like him and Robert Rodriguez, and it was going to be like this big thing. And it's like, oh, it's going to be like a double feature, like back in the old days when you went to, this sleazy 42nd Street theater, and you would see a double feature of like these exploitation films with all these like fucking crazy trailers in between. So it's like, it's really cool that they wanted to replicate that experience, but it really seems like it didn't do very well. You know what I mean? If I feel like it didn't, I don't know. Audiences just didn't really respond to it. And I think a lot of people think that it's his worst movie. And even he says it's his worst movie, even though he's like, well, it's still awesome. And if that's like my worst one,
What's his worst movie?
Death Proof.
No.
No, he's saying that.
Some people thought that? No.
Yeah.
It's not.
No,
It's
not
one of his better ones.
I think so too. I really like, I really like all the character shit. I like all the conversations that they have. Yeah. I like all that shit.
The World War II one, I thought it sucked pretty bad.
Inglourious Basterds.
Yeah, I thought it sucked. Just, I don't find Nazis funny. I don't even find like making fun of them funny. You know what I mean? Even though I do like fucking Journey. Fucking what was it? Fucking what was that one? Fucking that was a good movie. Oh shit.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The Nazis at the center of the earth.
Oh right.
Yeah, but there was a reason why I liked that one. Okay. But no, I just don't like making light of that kind of shit. And I don't like the distortions that they do for humor, because I think it kind of takes a fucking serious issue and distorts it into something like it's not a threat, or they're trying to make it in something that it wasn't. You have to kind of, I think it's more healthy to kind of accurately present what that was all about and why that happened. So, you can accurately spot it, what it is, if that were to ever happen again, because that theme goes throughout all cultures, and it kind of reemerges over time. Every time it comes back, it's different, but it is that same idea. It's kind of this. You have to understand the Third Reich saw themselves as a bunch of do-gooders. They thought they were doing the right thing. Say, these weren't guys that thought that they were doing the bad thing. They thought they were doing the right thing.
Well, nobody thinks they're doing the bad. Nobody thinks they're doing the bad.
Yeah, and that's the fucking key, all right? These guys aren't running around thinking, well, we're the bad guys. No, they thought they were the good guys. They thought they were wiping out the bad guys. So you got to be careful.
Man, what was that? Was it Mitchell and Webb, that comedy team that did that like Nazis? Are we the baddies? Yeah. Like they were just realizing it.
Yeah. I
still remember that.
It's real easy to lose sight. You know what I mean? Fucking warfare is about basically dehumanizing an enemy for one reason or another, and then acting on it. And everybody kind of does it. And then they say, well, they were killing civilians. Well, everybody killed civilians in warfare. We dropped all these fucking damn bombs on Japanese civilians. I think we killed 6 million of them. No, more than 6 million. It was 40 cities that we bombed. I think it was like close to 63 million civilian casualties. I think that's what it was. Fucking, that's unprecedented, But for some reason in history, we didn't go down like the Nazis, because we wrote the history. Not to say that we were bad. Everybody thinks they're good when they're doing that kind of stuff. And then we did the same things to the Germans because they were German and they were Nazis. So you go down there and burn down their fucking cities, kill all their women and children. See, modern warfare, they're always talking about, well, we got to keep it to military targets, one military fighting another military. You'll never really win a war that way. Not a real war. You might win an argument that way, but no. Fucking traditionally what you did, and this goes back thousands of years, an army defeated another army so they could get around them and get to those civilians for one reason or another, either to kill them or to capture them and to sell them into slavery. That's what most civilizations did. And it's because you're holding the people personally responsible for what their government did. It says your government waged war on us, or they lost against us, or they did this or that. So now you belong to us. So you're going to do what we say. Because if you don't do that, they'll just elect another leader that's just like the last one. It'll be kind of like a forever kind of war thing. There's no decisive action. Okay, here I'm going to cut right to the chase. Traditional warfare was genocide. You went right towards the enemy's civilian population and you annihilated their culture. The culture itself. You toppled their gods and their statues and burned their cities down and killed all their people and then sowed the fucking ground with salt so they would never come back. It was extremely brutal. This is talked about in all these movies that we talk about, like Apocalypse Now. How modern war armies try to make war civilized. How can you civilize a war? You can't. I think Colonel Kurtz said it the best in Apocalypse Now. Because generals tell pilots that it's immoral if they write fuck on their airplanes, but then they'll tell them to go out and drop fire on little children. So you can't moralize war. War itself is immoral if you look at it through moralistic lens. I'm having a problem doing that because actually the amoral and the psychopaths all rise to the top of society and they're running the fucking show. It's like they have an evolutionary advantage over everybody else. We're entrapped into this system of good and evil that they put on us. That we see things through the light of good and right and wrong and good and evil. But the people that rule this earth, and the people who in our ruling class, and then the ones above it, these oligarchs and stuff, people that own the world, they don't have that problem. I'm gonna call it a problem. They don't care. They just see us as things, and that's the truth. So they're the ones that fucking make all that shit happen. So I'm just a fucking little man at home with a fucking drink. All right, I'm just observing it and telling you what I see.
Yeah,
I think it's all bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we're debating whether Kill Bill was. I liked Kill Bill. True Romance, I have not seen in a long time. I remember really liking it the first time I saw it. He just wrote that, right? Not directed it. Yeah, I'd agree that his best movie is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But I don't, it's just, there's something I really, really liked. Like I said, I really liked that him and Robert Rodriguez went like the whole hog into, we're going to replicate a 70s grindhouse experience in film form. They didn't give a shit if it did well or not. They were just excited about it and they loved exploitation films and they wanted to recapture that. Now okay, so I was watching this one thing where somebody was talking about Death Proof and they were kind of talking about Quentin Tarantino and how, Quentin Tarantino is very, very anti-digital. He does not like CGI. He doesn't even like movies shot on digital. He likes to shoot on film. Which is obviously becoming increasingly more difficult nowadays. So a lot of people have pointed out that the character of Stuntman Mike in Death Proof is kind of like his avatar, I guess, because, the scene with him talking about like all the TV shows that he was in and like all these actors that he worked with and all the young girls at the bar, like, don't know who the fuck he's talking about. And him being almost kind of like Kurt Russell's character kind of being like a throwback, you know what I mean, to like old Hollywood and everybody kind of making fun of what he looked like, somebody like that Eli Roth, and they're calling him Stroker Ace and all this other kind of shit, which I thought was really funny. But I don't know, but the guy that made the video was pointing out, he's like, that's cool and everything if that's what you want to do. He wants to do real stunts like they did in this movie. But they're like, on the other side of the coin, something that we talk about a lot too is that digital technology has made it much easier for like the little guy to make movies for much more cheaply than you would have been able to make them in the past. Like, I get where Tarantino is coming from. You know what I mean? It's like, there used to be a craft involved, but back in the old days, he's kind of championing the little guy back then, making these cheap ass exploitation movies. But that's what people do nowadays. It's just, if you had to like pay for all this fucking expensive equipment, you wouldn't be able to do it. Like, so digital kind of has made it, I don't like CGI that much either, to be honest with you, because it makes everything too easy and fake looking. So I get that, but I'm not averse to digital technology as a whole, like in filmmaking or anything like that, because you can do, it's just a tool. You can do anything with it. But I do, I do appreciate that he likes a certain aesthetic, like a throwback aesthetic kind of look, and that's what he wanted to do. So we wanted to shoot it on film and shit like that. But, you know what? Somebody mentioned Django, and I have not seen, I think that's the only Tarantino movie I haven't seen yet. Now that I'm thinking about it. I've seen Jackie Brown. Yeah, I saw Jackie Brown. So I think that might be the only one that I haven't seen. But there's a few that I haven't seen. I liked The Hateful Eight as well, but there's some that I haven't seen in a long time. But
for me, I think his best movie is still, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I think it was his best one.
Yeah, me too.
Tonally, I think that's his best one. I did like Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, I did as well.
He wrote the story of True Romance, but didn't direct it. I like True Romance. A lot of his stuff, like Pulp Fiction. In those days, I liked it. I can go back and I like certain scenes of it, but you kind of go back and look at it, and it was kind of overhyped at the time. But like I said, it was a movie of its time. A lot of his stuff is just kind of hit or miss. He's got a fucking weird foot fetish.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah, it gets worse as he goes off into it,
And Death Proof has a lot of feet.
Yeah.
Man, there's a lot of feet. And even there's that one scene where Kurt Russell comes and essentially like licks that girl's toe.
Yeah. Feet are not good looking, even if you got pretty feet. Those fuckers are ugly. Okay, feet are not good. I don't like feet.
Well, everyone's different.
Yeah,
everybody's I don't like feet either.
I don't like feet.
It doesn't bother me though.
Yeah.
It's just, to me, it's just kind of funny. Because I'm like, oh, there's feet again.
Very rarely have I seen a feet and I say that. You see, that's cute feet. But, but that Gramthars knows what I'm talking about. That's like back when we were in high school, Gramthars. Some of those girls we were dating, they had cute feet because they were young.
Yeah.
And they, but as people get older and their fucking feet get all fucking tough and fucking gnarly and being in shoes, especially women's shoes that fucking push them, they had those fucking real pointed little fucking toes and those little fucking shoes that y'all used to wear. You know what I mean?
I didn't wear those. Fuck that.
Some women used to wear. They would just remember your friend that wore those fucking one that she moved away?
Yeah.
Her name was Jen.
Yeah.
I don't know how she crammed those fucking feet. She was a big girl, and she'd cram her feet into these tiny little fucking shoes, little high heel shoes, and walk around as big as she was with these little bitty shoes, doing the exactly opposite. If you're a big girl, you don't want little shoes. You want big shoes. Try to even that shit out.
Try to even that shit out.
Yeah, and you want to disperse the weight, too. It just looked fucking ridiculous. It looked like she's walking around little hooves, and it just...
I never really liked those shoes because it always seemed like, hooves. It's kind of like, you want shoes that are going to make your legs and shit look good, but you also don't want to wear shoes that you're just going to be fucking dying at the end of the night. And then you got to be that drunk girl carrying your shoes to then walking down the filthy streets in your bare feet. Yeah. Nobody wants to be that girl.
Most people
better than the one puking in the gutter, I guess, but not by much.
Most people have fucking busted ass looking feet, busted up looking fucking toes.
Well, that's terrible. What you're on all the time. Yeah. You're on your feet every single day.
Yeah. And most, I would say, half the damn women over the age of 35 got some busted ass fucking looking feet. And for different, if you're skinny, you got these gnarly little fucking skinny looking fucking toes. It's just great. I don't want to talk about it.
He has the opposite of a foot fetish.
I have the opposite. I have foot revulsion.
Tammy says only babies have cute feet.
Yeah. Babies and little teenage girls have cute feet.
My feet aren't that bad.
No, they're okay. They're okay.
as feet go.
Yeah. You're a little bit flat footed.
Well, slightly. Yeah, I've always been flat footed.
Yeah, your arches are a little bit, that's, some people have that, but.
Yeah. I've had that my whole life, as much as I can remember. So yeah, I am flat footed, but that's about it.
Just feet are not an attractive thing.
But I
don't understand why.
But what's cool though, in Death Proof, it's almost kind of like he's like feet like all the time, but then he almost kind of like subverts it in that big fucking wreck. You know what I mean? Like in the middle where Kurt Russell kills the first carload of girls and like they're just fucking everywhere. And that one girl has one of her legs with her bare foot sticking out the window, and it cuts her whole fucking leg off, and then the leg goes flying and like bouncing on the road. That's actually one of the best like fucking car accidents ever put on fucking film. It was so good. Like, and then the tire going over the girl's face and like it's fucking great.
Grandpa says some cute girls in Trenton back in 1987. That's for sure. Because just a word, man, we came up with a good batch.
Although Gramthars said, I see some of their photos on Facebook now. Time can be one cruel bitch.
Yes, it is. There's a few of them that have held out, though. There's a few of them that have held out. Christy Watson still looks cute as hell. There's Mary Lynn still looks pretty cute. You know. That's all I'm gonna say.
You're like talking about actual people.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're not like watching.
Well, I'm not gonna talk about the people who aren't cute. That's all. You know, I was gonna say that one was fucked up. Just like that girl, what happened to her?
Yeah, don't do that.
I'm not gonna do that.
Nice.
That's what I'm gonna say. That's all.
Because like, what if some girl that went to high school with you and was like really upset about it because she had like a disease or something, and she was just like, then she was watching and she's like, great.
Yeah.
Like then somebody's still like thinking about how ugly I am all these years later.
Yeah.
Dudes are so mean.
Well, it's just, you know, that's all I'm gonna say.
It's just, you know,
life. It's life. You know what I mean? Fucking shit happens to people.
Yeah.
Not everybody lives the same life. Not the same things don't happen to everybody else. People exactly. And then people do not react to that all the same way. You know, somebody could be dealt a good hand early on, and then something bad happens to them and they can't shake out of it, and all of a sudden they just kind of go downhill because they couldn't recover.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, you know, some people like fucking get in accidents or get diseases or something like that, and they can't, you know.
That's the only part of it.
I'm just saying that I'm just saying using that as an example.
A lot of it's psychological. I've noticed that people that stay put their whole lives tend to not do as well over time. And I don't know if it's some kind of a psychology because they're not being stimulated enough. It's like they peak out at high school and then it's just a gradual decline of fucking mundane work in faceless, nameless jobs in a certain area. And the problem is that, well, what me and Gramthars were talking about is that we were in a very middle class, predominantly white area at that time that was all being supported by a car industry that vanished. If you stayed there, there wasn't going to be much economic growth for you. You had to leave, or you had to find something in local government, like being a cop or whatever. Then you could make a good living. But that whole area is being supported by General Motors and Ford, and once that dwindled, that was the end of that. I mean, that's still there, but it just didn't have the optimism that area used to have. You know, when we grew up there, it was like something out of damn Back to the Future. You know, like some you expect to see Marty McFly over there. You know, with his fucking
his puffy
with
jacket.
his time machine. You know what I mean? They're building the new housing complex, and him and his girlfriend are gonna move in there. And then in the alternate timeline, it's a fucking ghetto. What's his name? Biff took over.
Built that casino.
Biff built the casino and turned it into a ghetto, which that doesn't happen. Mississippi fucking on the Gulf Coast built casinos, and it's a little mini Las Vegas. It's nice. But, you know, I think it might have had something to do with a bunch of organized crime that Biff was doing.
Yeah, I think it was more that.
It was more the organized crime than the casino.
Right. I don't think it was the fact that it was a casino necessarily. Casino was just kind of shorthand for kind of sleazy business.
Yeah, like
because it's not
gangster.
Like he couldn't open, you know, a brothel because that would be illegal. So they're kind of like, well, we'll say casino, and then he'll support the brothels because it's like that'll spring up next to the casinos and shit like that. Yeah, Gadgy3 says, I'm trying to fucking eat here. Fuck off with the feet. Oracle said James Cameron's rather fond of feet too. Is he really? I never noticed that.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna have to like look out next time I watch a James Cameron movie.
Gramthars says we went to the same church as Christy in Trenton. She was always a cutie. And then he goes, said something earlier. He said, but we were talking about some people not doing well over time, and he said, well, booze and processed food doesn't help much either. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
But like I said, I drink a lot, but in my defense, I didn't start drinking until I was like in my late 30s. So I figure I got some time to catch up.
Yeah. I was talking to another guy says as long as you don't burn up all that gas in your tank early, you can get away with a lot.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, you can get away with a lot after 50.
Because I seriously did not drink hardly at all until I was like in my mid to late 30s.
It's just I'm really getting off into the damn biotech and how hormone therapies and how certain drugs work on the human body, and looking at what happens to people as they age and fucking do all these things, you know what I mean? Over history too, looking at what Jack LaLanne did and some of the guys from back in the 70s. Another couple decades. It doesn't matter if fucking the United States breaks apart into a million pieces or whatever, the end of the world comes, technology will continue to advance. Jen and I were talking about that. So that's something that I know some of you might be worried about what's going to happen. Don't worry about government. I've been through governments that collapsed already when I was living in Brazil. It doesn't affect the technology. Technology continues to move forward. In a couple decades, man, they're going to have some biotechnology out there. And they're going to reach singularity in computer technology. We'll be able to do stuff like something out of damn. Like something out of fucking, what was that Scientology movie we were looking at? We're talking about...
what, Battlefield Earth?
Battlefield Earth. Where they can access the mind through the fucking retina of your eye, you know, download your consciousness, take it out of your brain and put it into a damn internet, like heaven-like
See,
place.
That's what I'm waiting for.
And then you can come out of that internet wirelessly and go into robotic bodies that are like cars or airplanes.
Yeah, see, I want to do that.
Or you could be an airplane, or you could be a car, or you can be a fucking robot, you could be a sex robot, you could be whatever you wanted at any time. Or you could stay inside the internet and have just internet sex, whatever that is. Feels like real, like a virtual reality. And then you can be transhuman, where you could be any kind of human you want. You know, fucking, you could even be an animal, or a mixture of humans and animal. So your body's just an avatar in there. You know,
for some
you
reason,
can style it however you want. I'm gonna be a fucking dragon, you know, something, just whatever.
For some reason, I thought of that cartoon from like the 70s or 80s called Animal Olympics.
Yeah.
Do you remember that one with it? And it was like half. It was people that were like half animal. They were animals, but they were like they ran around on two legs like humans.
Yeah. I don't know. I never seen it.
Yeah, it was good. Now I have to like look.
What year was that?
Oh God, must have been 80s.
That's probably
early 80s.
I was probably in the army. I don't know. I didn't see it.
But maybe it was early 80s.
Maybe I was in Brazil.
Probably.
But the
Gramthars Hammer says, "You look great, Jenny." Well, thank you. It's all the beer the girls in Trenton drank that wrecked them. See, I'm not a big beer. I'm not a big beer fan.
Yeah.
The only time I ever drink beer is if we're at a place that doesn't have a full liquor license, and it's either beer or nothing. Then I'll have a beer or two. But other than that, I'm not a big fan of it.
Values and psychology has a lot to do with it, and knowledge. I mean, a lot of people weren't really. Gramthars, man, think of the shit that we used to eat up at fucking Denny's when we were kids. Yeah, you go to Denny's and eat some shit. It's like a fucking
mozzarella sticks and moon over my hammy.
Yeah. Deep fried chicken fried steak patty with some fucking gravy, mashed potatoes and gravy on the side.
Okay, see, even I never ate that.
Then they would like pour a big ladle of damn melted cheese on the top of it. Some people just stayed eating all that stuff, and it's directly from Cisco, you know, and it's basically fast food.
Yeah. Not
a lot of good nutrition, low in protein, high in carbohydrates, high in fat. And it tastes good, I guess. You don't have real, you know what I mean? If that's all you got, you're like, yeah, this is good.
Honestly, if I'm going to Denny's, I'm getting a breakfast. Because I don't trust any of their other food. Yeah. So, although some of their skillets are okay. Well, actually, they have some breakfast things. I don't know. I haven't been there in years and years, but...
Tila shows up. What's up, T?
They used to have a skillet scramble, which was like eggs and peppers and onion. So it's like fairly healthy. And it was just kind of all like made in a skillet. And it was actually like pretty tasty. It might have been like some little potatoes in there too, but I can't remember.
T, we already talked about Death Proof. That we're off that now.
Well, we didn't talk about it that much because
Yeah, we can talk about it.
we kept going off.
She's
on...
saying, "Oh, Tom's on a soapbox." Go ahead and check out. Go ahead and check out, Taylor.
You do get on.
I get on a soapbox while I've been drinking.
Not that much.
I'm still at level 1.
He's still. That's what I mean. He's still got his level 1 hat on.
I got level 1. Fuck it. I'm going to level 2.
Okay.
Going to level 2.
DEFCON 2.
Going to level 2. Ranger patrol cap going on.
Well,
Ranger
wake me up when you get to the lady wigs.
Later wigs probably like level 5 or 6. All right. After this one, I got the fucking Special Forces Tiger Stripe boonie cap. That's when I'm at sexual tyrannosaur level. All right. And then the last hat is this one. This is my fucking this hat is straight up fucking redneck. It's straight up redneck. It's camouflaged.
So you'll put it on and we won't be able to see you.
I'll vanish. Only thing I'm missing is like a fucking caterpillar.
I'll edit you out. Like at that point, I'll be like, oh my god, it works.
I'm gonna need a big old fucking caterpillar or John Deere on there.
Then you need some chaw.
Yeah, I'd be redneck as fuck.
Oh my god.
Be sexy as shit.
Lady wigs and corset.
Because black girls love it.
I kept telling him we went to Memento Mori on Monday night. And I kept telling him too, I'm like, one of these days when I make you come to this place with a fucking wig and high-heeled boots and a corset and shit like that, you'll see. Mm-hmm. You'll see the price we pay.
Is it almost time for you to get another drink?
Yeah, because my shit's empty.
Okay, look.
Look at that. You're not on the ball.
That's pretty much the end of the pineapple juice. So we got to flip over to orange juice.
That's fine.
I can give you
what flavors of
50? Listen, let me rattle it off. I give you 50-50 bar, or I could give you orange cupcake. Orange cupcake.
Have I had an orange cupcake?
No, I had it. It was good.
All right, let me try that.
Tastes like those Hostess orange cupcakes.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like I mean, I'm not a huge fan of those, but it's probably pretty good. I mean, that Pinnacle Cake Body is actually pretty good.
Yeah, DEFCON 1. This is Tom becomes pure energy. Yes, right.
That's right. Yeah, see, that's empty.
Still talking about me putting on a damn curly wig.
See, it's everyone's dream, man.
No, that's when I'm in my Michael Caine move. Michael Caine from The Hand. If I put that wig on, they love that fucking wig.
Because it's hilarious.
If I put that wig on, I gotta be wearing that fucking blue jumpsuit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, is it now? Can we establish fact? Because that was a Willy Wonka wig, was it not?
Yeah, it was Willy Wonka wig.
That's what I thought.
Just like Michael Caine.
Well, because when we were looking for the Halloween costumes, and I was trying to help him find a wig, and I was like, dude, just get the Willy Wonka wig because their hair was almost exactly the same. Not from the shitty Johnny Depp one, from the original one with Gene Wilder.
Yeah, that's in there, isn't it?
Yeah, all the wigs are in there. I bought a bunch of wigs, and I even bought those like plastic. They're really nice. They're like these plastic hangers that go like that, and they have like a little wig stand on them, so you can hang them in your closet, and you can have them. They don't get all fucked up.
If I put that wig on without that blue jumpsuit, and just wear it and start relaxing and forget that I have it on, I become Robert Plant from fucking Led Zeppelin. I do. I become Robert Plant.
The levee breaks, and
the levee starts breaking. They got no place to fucking stay. Hold on.
That's all. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, Tom can totally recycle that wig for next Halloween. You could do Wonka, or you could be Richard Simmons. Yeah. Oh my god, that'd be funny. He's not chubby enough to be Richard Simmons. Although Willy Wonka would actually be really good. You could get like a purple velvet suit and like a top hat. I just realized, so Mannequins, the horror themed club in downtown Orlando that our friend Big Tom owns, I just did a poster. They're doing a halfway to Halloween party. Is it this? I think it's not. I don't think it's this Friday. I think it's next Friday. So I'm like, well, shit, what the fuck? I'm going to have to like come up with a costume like really quick. You know what I mean? I hate having to do that. You know, I don't like just doing, if I'm going to do a costume, I don't want to go I want to go all out with the shit. I want it to look as authentic as possible. So I'd like to have every little detail right. I mean, I was really mad. Like the one that I did for the show last Halloween, like Amy from Fright Night. I like how that came out, but I was kind of pissed that like the mouth that I was trying to do, like didn't, cause I had, like an appliance like for the mouth and it didn't work out. It wouldn't stay. It was like I couldn't match the color to my skin color and it was like getting to be a pain. So I just kind of like drew it on sloppily like at the last minute. And it looked okay like on screen, but I was like, nah, it wasn't as good as I wanted. But I don't know. I like to have like a long lead time to do a Halloween costume because I hate having to come up with shit like just on the. And I like to do something that a lot of people don't do. You know what I mean? Because Tom's always like, well, no one's gonna know who that is. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'll know who it is. And it's like, and I will be happy about it. It's not all about what other people think about it. I just want one that I like, you know. And I also don't like joke costumes. And I'm trying to think of like all the shit. You know what? After all this time, I think we went to a Halloween party at iBar. Shit, man. It was probably like 4 or 5 years ago now that I'm thinking of it. And the costume that I still remember the best was there was a group of 3 people. I don't know if it was girls or guys because, you know, you couldn't see them. But they dressed like, if you guys remember the Yip aliens from Sesame Street. The ones with like, they kind of had the little thing. They were all furry. And they just went yip, 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 yip. There was like 3 of them and they all dressed like those. It was so awesome. And they were like full body. And they just went around like that all night. Thank you. I don't know who they were because they didn't take the costumes off and they didn't talk. But yeah, they look super cool.
What are we talking about?
Halloween costumes.
Oh, okay.
Because I was saying that I don't think it's this Friday, but the next Friday, Mannequins is having a halfway to Halloween party. So they're having a costume contest. And I was like, I hate having to like be rushed into thinking of like a Halloween costume. You know
I posted all kinds of pictures of you lately. Of all kinds of hot shit that you were wearing.
Some hot shit.
She's in there fucking in the bathroom, sitting. We're not doing her fucking makeup. Shit.
No, I was putting my Lee press on nails. Yeah. My nails. See, I got these. I got a whole bunch of different ones. These ones are green.
Yeah.
But I got like it was like 120 different ones, and it's like all different colors and shit.
I'm creeping up back there, fucking trying to get.
I know he's creeping up, trying to get pictures of my ass.
Trying to get it, yeah.
And I'm like, I'm putting my nails on. God damn it!
Yeah, I'm gonna show you.
And he's taking pictures of me with glasses and stuff. I mean, you guys see me with glasses all the time because I can't fucking. Yeah, that's my.
That's all your influence there, T. That's yeah.
I love those horns.
Yeah.
But they don't. It's a little too big for my head because I guess I have a small head. So I really have to watch because if I do my head like that, they'll fall off. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's embarrassing when that happens.
Start taking pictures like that and shit.
Yeah, and he's like, look, boobs.
Yeah.
Ilse says your bathroom looks huge.
It is.
It is. Well, the master suite in this house is actually quite large because we have like it's a really big, huge. Because there's the bedroom part, like with the bed, and then.
Look how cute.
I didn't even see that one.
Yeah, you're doing your you're in the mirror.
What the hell was I doing?
Fixing your hair.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, I look like I'm going like, what?
Yeah.
And then I can't remember why. Magic. I can't remember why I was looking like that specifically.
Yeah. See look how good that blue wig looks on you.
I know. I think that's might be my favorite one of all the. I wore the red one on Monday because I like that one too.
Real thin. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, that's always a good thing. Yeah, because it covers up all this little baby fat shit.
No, even when it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's just something about
What are you doing, Poke?
She didn't want me posting that one. I thought that was a good picture.
I don't like that picture. But and then you show it to everybody.
I showed it anyway. I didn't post it.
Because he doesn't give a shit what I say.
It looks good.
He doesn't listen to me. But yeah, so the bedroom has like the bed area, and then there's like a little alcove kind of with like a window, and you know you could put like a couch and shit over there if you wanted to. And then the only thing I don't like about the master suite is that there's no door between the bedroom and the big part of the bathroom. You know what I mean? Because there's a tub, like a garden tub, and then there's like a stand-up shower, and then there's like a big long sink and a mirror, and like the toilet is like in its own little thing that you can close that off, and then there's like on the other side of that is a walk-in closet, but there's no door between, you know, where the sink and the shower and the tub are and the bath and the bedroom. It's just like an arch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like.
Tina's asking you, what about a sexy version of the mummy costume?
I thought about doing that. I've done Cleopatra once.
You must have listened
like
to the
years
show
and
the
years
other day,
ago.
because I was talking about that on the show the other day. That the girl that played the mummy in that damn movie with Tom Cruise, I thought she looked fucking great. Did she look cute in that?
Yeah, that might be a
cool outfit.
That might be a good outfit.
What are you doing? That is not outside. She's going to go in the closet.
She's looking at you like, but can I check?
Okay, go ahead.
She's been in there before. I don't know why she
She
forgets.
doesn't understand what side the closet opens on. It's a sliding door. She thinks it opens from the middle.
In the middle.
It doesn't.
Because she's always like scratching like in the middle. She's just kind of like, why won't it open, Daddy? What the fuck?
Yeah, she's crazy.
And I think she, even though she's been in there before, I kind of feel like she's always expecting that to be like another outside. Like I said, it's just
like it goes somewhere else.
It's just like Beijing trying to get in the dishwasher.
Yeah, it tries to get in the dishwasher. She thinks the dishwasher goes outside.
I don't know.
It's ridiculous.
When we first moved to this house, because the house it's almost kind of like U-shaped. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, so for the master bedroom, there's a sliding glass door. And then in the living room on the other side like that, there's a sliding glass door. And then in the middle, there's like a foyer type area. And that has just like double doors that open like that, which we never open, like onto the back porch. And for a long time, when we first moved in, Beijing thought that each door went to a separate outside.
Yeah, she had to check each one.
Yeah.
Every door went to another outside. Well, this is the same outside.
It kind of blew her mind.
Yeah.
Like, because she kept like freaking out.
Why are there so many doors?
She'd be like, well, you know, it's just kind of like, I don't know if they grasp the fact that like all the outside is like connected.
Yeah.
Because even now, like Pookie she'll scratch at the sliding glass door in the master bedroom. And then you go over there to open it. She's like, no, I want to go out the front door because she wants to sit on the front porch in the front bushes. She doesn't want to sit on the back porch in the little garden.
Zach says, the only time I've seen bathrooms like that in the kind of hotel rooms that have mirror-lined jacuzzis and heart-shaped beds. Yeah.
Like it does kind of look like that. It does kind of look like that. I will say it's cool like having a big, huge area like that, but it is a bitch to clean and it takes forever.
Yeah, and this is pretty average. That's common for like the newer Florida houses.
Well, the house,
they're all like this.
Yeah, in the ones they build around here, it's like they all have this big.
It's nothing special. The mansions up the street are fucking 5 times that, and they got several of them. This house has 3 bathrooms. That's the master bathroom. It has 2 junior bathrooms.
Yeah,
they have their own showers.
Those are just regular.
So we got 3 bathrooms.
Yeah,
but the master bathroom is a bathroom. There's no toilet in it.
Yeah,
just a bath and a shower and that mirror.
Yeah, and then
the toilet's in another room.
It's in its own little closet, kind of.
So you can have 2 people in there doing, putting on makeup, taking bath, shower, whatever, and then taking a dump in front of each other. That shit's got class. It's not like that. And it's good. You turn the fan on, whoa, evacuating all that shit.
Yeah. Then you come out of there and leave the fan on.
Because I'll be like, "Hey Jenny, I'm in the bathroom." Jenny, I know. Where's it? I'm in the bathroom.
Well, because when the fan's on, I can't hear.
She's scared to talk.
No, I can't hear you.
Oh, okay.
That's what it is.
All right.
Because when you have, you go in and you just turn the light and the fan on, just automatically, right? Yeah. Because they're right next to each other. Yeah. And so, like, if you're always trying, he's like, because honestly, it's kind of like having a kid because they kind of like you can't go to the bathroom. It's like if they have to ask you something, he's got to ask you like right now. Mm-hmm. And you're sitting in the bathroom and then he's like, "Where's that thing?" And the thing, I'm like, "Dude,
yeah,
I'll be out in a moment." Just calm down.
Dermot
I can't hear what you're saying anyway because of the fan.
Dermot says, "I pay a fortune to rent an apartment the size of a cupboard here in London." Oh yeah, but that's on you. You decided to live there. I mean, I decided to live in Boston. Same fucking thing. Boston, fucking $700-800 a month.
Well, yeah, I mean,
for a
space
one bedroom,
is at a premium.
Yeah, $700 a month here in fucking Florida. You can get a fucking big house. It'll be an older house, but it can get a big house with fucking lawn, and you got to fucking buy a damn fucking ride-on lawnmower to fucking cut the grass, and suburban life in the United States and rural living in the United States is fucking far superior to city life.
Well, the thing
unless you're fucking rich. Unless you're filthy rich. And here's the thing. We have friends who, their families are filthy rich like that. They have fucking New York apartments and New York homes and shit. But they have homes here too. They have homes everywhere. So a lot of people, if you can afford to live real well in New York, you can also afford to live real well in a bunch of other different states at the same time. So it's insane the way it actually works.
See, it wasn't outside, was it, Pokey? She came out and she's like, well, that was disappointing.
Yeah, there's nothing in there, huh? Nothing in there, poop.
I will say though that if you don't, I mean, because some people don't really like doing yard work. I certainly don't. And the thing about it too is that our neighborhood, you know, we have an HOA, which a lot of the nicer neighborhoods do.
Make you paint your house and everything.
And you have to paint your house. They only have certain approved colors.
Yeah.
You have to keep your grass mowed. So we ended up paying.
We got lawn service.
We have a lawn service because when you're doing it yourself, it's like sometimes you don't feel like it. Sometimes you don't do it right.
It's fucking hot.
It's hot outside, and it's just kind of like, because you don't just have to mow the grass, you have to like trim all the trees and the hedges and shit like that. So we just got, like, the landlord said, hey, we know this lawn service. They do a bunch of other houses in the same neighborhood.
Yeah.
So they were like, we'll just add it onto the rent.
Yeah.
So they just added it onto the rent.
Yeah.
And so they just come like once a week.
The lawn service fucking scene here in Florida is a fucking trip too. It's very competitive, and during the weekdays going through Buckingham Estates, you can see Buckingham Estates online if you want to. It's good reviews and everything. They come in here, the front gate lets them in, and they'll come in here and they try to fucking steal customers from each other too.
Well, yeah, because there's several different lawn crews that work around in this area, and they're trying to drum up more business.
Yeah, and you know, and it's funny because like each person kind of is dealing with a different lawn crew. Well, those lawn crews, Jenny will be working, she doesn't know what goes on all the time. I don't tell her. Sometimes the lawn crew will flag you down, says you need a new lawn crew, and they're like, nah, because they're already working on the neighbors.
Right.
And it's just funny because
they're just trying to get more.
Yeah,
business.
they're ethnically diverse. Some of them are all South American. All right. Some of them are fucking like white guys, and then other ones are like all black guys, and they're all trying to step on each other's dicks to fucking get on. And it's just fucking funny, you know.
It's like a mafia.
It's like all these fucking like these ethnic mafias fighting over who the fuck's gonna mow whose lawn. It's hilarious.
I wonder if the same thing happens with like AC service technicians.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Because that's another very popular business. Because honestly, if you want to make like some money in Florida, start like an AC technician business or a lawn care business. Because everybody wants their, you know, everybody's lawns have to look pretty. Everybody's got like HOAs and stuff, and they are really like sticklers about what your fucking lawn looks like. And once it's the summertime, you don't want to go out there every weekend and do that shit because you'll die. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or it's like, you know, you have better things to do. I don't want to go fucking mow the lawn. Yeah. And our lawn's not even that big, really. I mean, it's not massive.
Yeah.
Now, some of the back, like, we have, like, a kind of a big backyard, but up to a certain point, like, the Buckingham Estates, their lawn crew mows it, like, from several yards back from the back fence, because that's their property, I guess. So they take care of all that. But we're kind of expected to trim all the fucking hedges. And we're, like I said, we just rent the shit.
Yeah, Tila's saying that, actually owning right now, man, they wanted to sell this to me. I could buy this place. If I were to buy it, I should have bought it years back. That way, you know, that money, I would have had it half paid off by now.
I mean, to be honest, though.
Man, it's time for this roof, man.
That's what's making me.
This roof and this.
I know that, so the landlords are awesome. They love us. Our rent is actually a little bit below market value.
Yeah, because
for this area,
and taking good care of this house.
Yeah, because we've been here a long time. We painted the place and stuff, and the inside
fixed
and that stuff. Yeah,
replaced everything.
We fixed stuff without calling them and shit like that. However, I'm not questioning their decision to charge what they want to charge for this house, because that's about market value for this area.
I'm the only motherfucker who raised his rent voluntarily. I called him and says, man, I've been here for 10 years, you haven't raised the rent. No, I'm gonna raise the rent. I raised my own goddamn rent.
Well, it seemed a little. I mean, they own other properties, but they're cool people, and
that was during the pandemic. They were getting screwed.
Yeah,
because they were losing money. A lot of people weren't paying.
Well, because a lot of people were, lost their jobs and they couldn't afford to fucking pay anymore. So
I raised it up to a fairer market value. I was also afraid of them selling this thing out from underneath this. I want to move
because they could do that.
So I fucking bumped it up.
I will say though that if we were going to buy a house, for that price, or you could probably, you could get something comparable and newer than this for less.
Yeah, you can move out a little bit further away
That's
from town.
That's all I'm saying.
Because this used to be damn near country. It's built up now.
Because this house is like 12, 13 years old.
Yeah.
And it's in good shape. It's just, but it's got some shit that needs to be fixed. Like, you know, some of the tile in the kitchen is cracked and needs to be replaced. Shit like that. You know, it's just minor shit. But
it's not out like it used to be too. It's that new stuff has sprung up around this place, and it's only a matter of time before this.
It's not out in the country.
It's not kind of. We used to be on the edge of suburbia. Yeah. And now we're in suburbia. They just built a goddamn freeway on ramp a couple blocks up, and then just man.
Yeah, right up by the gas station.
Come out my back gate, man. There's a damn fucking stoplight out there now. You know it's bad when they're building stoplights. As soon as you see a stoplight, it's time for you to fucking move. Okay, I don't like that shit. For this same price that we would pay for this house here, if we moved another 15 miles out into the country, we would get 3 times this.
It wouldn't even have to be 15 miles, really.
Yeah,
I mean, 10. Maybe 5-10 miles.
Yeah. We could get 3 times this, and that shit would be about the same age. It'd be 2 stories. The only problem is, you see, we're practical. The air conditioning expense. The bigger the motherfucker is, the more you're going to pay in AC. And don't for 1 second think you can survive Florida in a modern house without AC. Forget it.
No, fuck that.
The whole house will rot and fall down. And you will live a life of suffering.
Yeah,
they're not meant for...
It's no joke. Seriously,
no joke.
It's not. It's not only, and some people are like, oh, I like hot weather, I can take it. Yeah,
no.
But even if you could, your house can't take it. Everything will grow mold
and mildew. Every carpet will stink like a fucking rotten animal.
Yep.
Shit will move into your house and live with you. Okay. Because air conditioning kills frogs and lizards. I'll find a fucking dried up frog underneath something, underneath furniture every now and then. Like, how'd this fucker get in here? They'll find their way in. They come in through the sliding glass doors.
And sometimes Pookie brings them in. She hides them in her mouth.
Yeah.
Because she's like, oh, I'm going to bring this little guy in to play with. Yeah. And then she'll stick it in her cheek.
They're little tree frogs.
Yeah.
And they can't live. They 10 hours inside of AC, they die. For some reason, they just dry out. It kills them. Too cold. And it's weird. It's only 71 degrees, but I guess it's
not. Well, it's cold for them. They like it to be all damp.
And it's not, and there's not enough moisture for them.
Sure.
So they just dry up and die.
Yeah.
But no, you can't live here without the advent. This is something that they were talking about. Some guys were talking about on YouTube. You had people out in fucking California trying to make fucking policy for all the country about, well, there shouldn't be air conditioning. You don't need, bitch, you live in California. All right.
Well, some places you don't need air conditioning.
The South did not really exist until the advent of air conditioning. Before air conditioning, the population was very small here.
Yeah, people were down here and they're like, no, let's go back.
It's like Vietnam.
This blows.
It's like Vietnam.
And there's like clouds of mosquitoes.
Yeah. And when you go back in time, pre-air conditioning, late Victorian houses, early 20th century houses that I used to see in Mississippi when I was a kid, by modern standards, they were unlivable. You couldn't live in that. Each room had about 6 windows, about as wide as a fucking of an old human being from the 1800s. In other words, about 1.5 feet, 2 foot wide. And there was 2 windows that opened up like that, and they went all the way up to the ceiling, and almost all the way up the ceiling, and almost all the way down the floor. They had like 12-foot ceilings, each one of them with like an electric fan in the top of them. And you had to keep all those windows open to get ventilation in the house. But they didn't really use screens, I don't think.
I mean, at that point, you might as well just sleep outside.
Might as well sleep outside. And they didn't really have screens, I don't think. Maybe they did in the early 1900s, but I don't think they did in the 1800s.
See, I'm trying to think of when the advent of screens was. Well, because they had mosquito netting around the bed, so I'm assuming that they didn't have window screens.
The houses had a porch that went all the way around it, so when you opened the windows, you walked out like a door. They were glass doors, really, what they were. A lot of them. Some of them were windows, but most of them were doors. And you walked outside on a porch. A porch went all the way around the house, like a deck. And sometimes it had 2, like a Louisiana-looking French Quarter-style houses. They're like, what they called it, a Southern colonial. French colonial, I think is what they called it. But they were like something France would have made in a swamp. And most of the South was like that. Those houses, most of them are all gone now. But no.
Yeah, they probably like fucking rotted away.
Yeah, they rotted away. There's no way. There would have been no way to air condition them. The ceilings were too high, and there was too much glass. There was no thickness or insulation in them, really. So you couldn't insulate them. You couldn't air condition them. Even if you had air conditioning, you just couldn't get it cool. Miserable. So you had to just keep the doors open all the time and the windows open all the time, and it would have been you'd been living in a cloud of mosquitoes and a whole bunch of goddamn fucking palmetto bugs, roaches,
fucking flying
be all over the place. So I don't know how they did it in the early 1900s. They had outhouses. In the 1800s, and indoor plumbing came in the 1900s. But before that, they were just shitting in pots, fucking called bedpans, and just putting that shit underneath the fucking bed or putting it in the damn fucking closet.
Just poop
in that fucking humidity and shit.
It's fine. I can't imagine.
Maybe they went outside to the outhouse and poured that down in here. And we're not talking about poor people. These were nice houses. It's just that was the state of the technology at the time.
Tila said, in Florida, do they put screens over the pools because of rain or mosquitoes? Mosquitoes and to keep like leaves and shit from falling in there.
Yeah,
so you don't have to clean it.
Bugs and to keep alligators from going in the pool, because alligator and a turtle will jump right in the pool.
Woo!
We went to the clubhouse pool here. We spent 20 minutes fucking grabbing this damn frog and throwing him out of the pool. Because he came from the pond, and he kept jumping back in the pool. I said, chlorine's gonna kill you, dude. You better get out of here. And he jumped right back in the damn pool.
He's like, stop
Bullfrog.
Yeah.
Bullfrog trying to live in the damn pool.
Well, he was probably like, hey, I have this whole pond all to myself.
Right.
And he was the only one in there. Like, I was swimming, like I was doing laps up and down, and I was like, well, hey, there's a little frog over there.
And they don't put as much chlorine as they used to when I was a kid. When I was a kid, man, there was so much chlorine in this fucking pool, you couldn't open your eyes. Your eyes would be fucking dried out all day.
Well, shit, see, we used to live a long time ago in Ormond Beach. We used to live in a duplex with me and my family. Yeah. And my dad was the pool maintenance guy for the complex. And they used to put so much fucking chlorine in that pool. Now, I used to swim a lot when I was a kid. They put so much chlorine in that pool that my hair turned green.
Yeah, it'll turn green. T says she likes the look of those screened-in pools. They have screened-in pools like that here in Buckingham. We have a clubhouse one, and then some people have built their own. Our neighbor has one, but it's not screened in. But I think a couple houses.
The clubhouse one isn't screened in either.
Yeah, it's not screened. The clubhouse one's nice though. You can go out there and you can fucking drink alcohol, just keep it low.
I mean, you
can't have any glass. It's like a perfect place to pull out your phone and do that homemade fucking porn shot. That's right. We're out in public. We're out in public, Jetty. Keep working it. Talk T. I'm fucking waving the T and the. But no, you could do. It looks like something out of a damn porn flick. Most of modern Florida does. But if you're talking about selling, we're getting back to real estate deals and shit, T. It's a good time to leave San Francisco. If you can get money for your piece of property, get enough. If you can sell it, oh man, screened-in pool, you can get a house. I don't remember how much she said. What she said was 300,000, 400,000.
Yeah,
is what she could come up with.
Well,
oh man, you can get a nice house. I think
the market. Okay, so the market value. I haven't checked in a while. I think the market value for this house, which does not have its own pool, the complex has a pool. This house doesn't have a pool. This is 4-bedroom, 3-bath. I think the market value is 325.
Yeah,
or something like that.
There's 425, I think.
Really?
I got 375 to 425. I think is what it was. But T, with the type of money you're talking about. You could buy three nice houses that were built in the 90s for that, probably maybe two, because especially if it was a little deeper in, about 10 miles in. Yeah, got a lot of that shit. You just get you a good.
A lot of the houses here have their own pools too.
They have their own pools. Yeah, a place like Buckingham, that if you can find a piece of property, there is some shit for sale in here. But I don't know, but there's a lot of other ones in here that are like it. Well,
there's a lot of other neighborhoods around here that are like this, that are actually newer than this one.
You want to move around where we are right now. That's the Sanford area.
Well, this place, Sanford Heathrow. Yeah, Sanford Heathrow. Because this area is like really growing up a lot. Yeah. Like I said, just in the past 10 years that we've lived here, they've built a fucking highway on-ramp. Yep. They built a shit ton of like restaurants. And there's shit nearby. Like you can, like I-4, the main highway is like right there. It's like a mile away.
Yeah, 2 miles up the road, you get to I-4, and then 13 miles down I-4, you're in downtown Orlando. It's fucking nice. The thing is though, is that a lot of the, like John, who owns iBar, they're thinking about moving out of downtown. The traffic has been reduced so much. What's better is up close. He wants to go here at Sanford.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where the rents are a lot cheaper and there's more traffic.
Yeah.
It's more traffic here than there is. Downtown's kind of dead right now.
Well, because a lot of people don't live down there.
They don't live down there. They're just working down there.
Right.
And the age of the office building is gone. So even here, these downtown areas are going to end up being repurposed. People are working from home. It's more efficient for everybody. And that fucking daily commute was tearing this fucking city up. They had to build all these fucking roads.
Now they've made a lot of improvements to I-4,
Yeah.
amazingly, because we don't drive on it as much anymore. Obviously, I'm not commuting on it anymore, thankfully, because I hate that fucking road. It's full of lunatics. But we only drive on it maybe once a month, and when we drove on it before,
it's a cigarette. They asked if it's a cigarette or joint.
No, that's just it's an herbal cigarette.
Yeah,
and it's not marijuana. What was I gonna say? Oh, so it's one of those cigarettes that doesn't have any nicotine in it or tobacco. Yeah. So we drove down it Monday night, and they'd been working on it for so long. It was always a bitch because you were always like driving on I-4 and you're like, oh, which side's the exit going to be on this time, or which lanes are going to be closed. And it was always like this big fucking nightmare. But when you drive on it now, it's like 100% better.
Yeah.
They widened it. They made everything makes more sense. Everything is like less dangerous.
Yeah.
They're still working on it, but it's a lot better than it was.
Tia says she can come up with 350 to 400,000 with enough left over for upgrades.
See, you can get something really,
you can get something real nice
here. You could probably get something like newer than this. I'm
right,
sure.
and depending on what you do for a living, if you wanted to work from home with an internet connection, you can still make good money. Just working from home in these areas, and there's a lot of cool people here. Very connected. Everything depends. It's not just what you know; it's who you know. It's a different scene, very different scene. The scene to me felt a lot like San Diego, Vista, Oceanside, back in the late 70s, early 80s, kind of maybe late 70s. A lot of the players from California and New York, they're moving here. You know, it's a frontier area. The only downside is the heat and the humidity, but it's only part of the year.
Well, it's most of the year.
Most of the year, but that's only part of the year. It's not all the year.
Yeah, no.
It's not all the year. And we have air conditioning. And everywhere you go is air conditioned inside, including your car. So as long as you're not a manual laborer, you don't really have to put up with it that much.
Yeah, I would not want to be a roofer in Florida.
You would not want to be a roofer here.
No.
But they're making good money.
Well, justifiably, though, because...
You would not want to be in AC service, because working in a house with broken air conditioning will fucking kill you.
Yeah, fucking thank you.
You would not want to fucking be lawn service. I mean, you get a good tan. You get hard to it, you know.
Yeah,
I was working in the horse industry here. I got fucking pictures of it, you know. My family was involved in that too, and it's just I became hardened to it. Remember how thin I was then?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that went on for several years. You know, training horses and fucking maintaining barns and stuff. Just hard physical labor, cowboy shit.
Shit.
Yeah, but it's I was in the English equestrian scene. I grew up in that, and that's like something that's like rock bottom. That's when you can't do anything else. You know what I mean? Fucking you do that, even though there's a lot of money in it. But
well, and especially around here. I mean, it's not a massive scene around here, but a lot of people
used to be much bigger.
A lot of people around here do have horses.
They have horses and stuff, yeah.
Because there's a lot of like horse farms and mansions around here that have horse.
The best gig I had in that scene was working for Dr. Matt.
Yeah.
His mom built Orlando General Hospital. He's a wealthy doctor. He lives just up the road here. He's got his own barn with like 9 stalls, training ring. He's got a round pen. He's got a bunch of pastures. He's got a fucking real nice Southern colonial mansion and his own private road that goes out to it. Looks like Disneyland in there.
Yeah, I used to go with you out there when you used to work at the barn. I used to go visit the goats.
I used to take care of his entire property when I was there. I was his right-hand man, do all of his lawns, train all of his horses, exercise his horses. Fucking, I didn't do any of the shoeing. You know, I'm not fucking qualified blacksmith, but a lot of the medical stuff, you know, giving horses medicine and injections and shit, did all that. And that was fun. That was fun. But it gets old. The heat gets to you. And then once I finally got my fucking VA pension, then all of a sudden I'm like, well, I'm going out on my own, Dr. Bat. He's like, all right, yeah, I got you, you know.
I mean, I remember you still did it for a while.
I did it for a while.
For extra money. But...
It's just, man, the hours. You got to wake up early, and you got to let all the horses out, and then you got to ride certain horses, and, yeah, it gets old. Cleaning stalls, mucking stalls.
Yeah.
Because he would go overseas, so I'd have to take care of the whole fucking plantation.
Yeah, because no one was there.
No one was there. And, you know, he needed some. He liked to have somebody with a military background to fucking watch his shit. Make sure. I was his guard dog, too. I wasn't his bodyguard, though. But yeah. Yeah.
Oracle said, my stepbrother had his own lawn service and died when he was 30. Skin cancer that spread to his lungs and brain.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
I don't doubt it either.
Probably Caucasian. Because you know us Caucasians have a limited resistance to high UV light.
Shit, man, we went to the pool the other day, and I was swimming, and then I just sat out there for maybe 10 minutes, and I got fucking cooked. You can't really see it now, but it was all weird. Yeah, all his back is all peeled.
I gotta go in there. I was trying to take some fucking selfies and shit. Fucking, it came out funny because I'm tan only in the front.
Yeah, he's all red.
I got
right
white on the sides. I look,
and that was like a week ago.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking show y'all.
Oh no.
I shouldn't show it. It's
no, do it.
Okay.
It's your picture.
Shit's
I don't
fucking
care.
ridiculous.
Zach says, hey, out of curiosity, can you be goth but not wear black? Like, can you dress in vibrant colors? You can, but I wouldn't advise it.
Yeah.
I like black with, like, pops of color. I like that.
Doing that right. You can't really see it.
You can't really see it.
But
all in the middle is red.
It's red in the middle.
It's all red in the middle. Look at you.
Do it. I know.
You're so vain.
I'm fucking sexy as shit. Wait till I put on like another 10 pounds of muscle and lose that last 5, 6, 7 pounds.
Oh my God.
You're just gonna be uncontrollable. Jenny.
You're already uncontrollable.
You're gonna have to fucking put me on fucking restriction.
Okay. I can do that.
Okay. Make me stay at home.
I don't give a shit what you do.
You see that shit? She didn't give a shit. She's not even defending it. She says, I'm not defending it.
Yeah, if you get in trouble, you get pegged.
You get in trouble. Oh, you're going to pick the peg. There's something
because I know you don't like that.
Yeah.
So that'll be your punishment.
Try to fuck me in the ass.
That'll be your punishment.
That's fucking ridiculous. Shit's fucking ridiculous.
Oracle said, yep, he was a pale blonde. His dad was German. Yeah, see, I'm a natural redhead. So, you know, I know that's hard to imagine because my hair's been dyed black for like forever. But yeah, I'm a natural redhead. My mom was super, super into the beach. And I grew up on Daytona Beach. So every weekend, she would cart all me and my siblings. Let's go to the beach. I'd be like, God damn it, Mom. So I would take my Walkman and a book and I would sit under the pier so I wouldn't get any sun.
Yeah.
But, you know, so for a while, but I like to swim. So I did kind of get like a little bit. But I always like burn.
Zach's in there. Fuck yeah, Tom. You the man. You a man. Zach's in there rocking up. Settle down, Zach. Settle down, Zach. It's all right.
Oh, my goodness.
And then he's getting jealous because he's only gotten so far in lockdown. Even my rings are starting to feel tight. Dude, I told you what to do. You bitches don't fucking listen to me. I got dudes coming out. Tom, what should I do? I'm fucking getting fat, man. What do I have to do? Get you some fucking dumbbells, man. All right, just buy some dumbbells and fucking start off with fucking dumbbells. Reduce your calories. Fucking go high protein. Don't worry so much about fat. Just eat some meat. Kind of go almost semi keto. You know, for a while.
Don't go full on keto.
Don't go full on keto.
That's not sustainable.
Yeah, and you're like shitting out fucking grease. Okay.
Yeah, no one wants that.
No, and it's not very satisfying. Go kind of semi keto, real heavy and lean meat. A lot of that protein shakes too, you know.
You know what they tell you? You know what pretty much every nutritionist in the world says? What the best diet is? The Mediterranean diet.
I don't know what that is.
Well, that's mostly like it's, you know, fruits, veggies, fish, a lot of nuts, like Greek food, shit like that.
There's a certain thing to be said about that, but some fruits are very fucking high in carbohydrates.
Well, you gotta watch.
You gotta watch what.
That's kind of like your.
Now, some people fucking talk shit. Go, Tom, you know what the fuck you talking about? I'm a vegan. I'm a vegetarian. I don't want to hear that bullshit. Okay. It has been proven.
He doesn't want to hear that.
I don't want to hear that bullshit. Because I just look at who win. I look at bodybuilders who take fucking steroids and who compete professionally, and whether they got to Olympia or not, and fucking what they ended up looking like, and then how long they lived. I'm going to tell you, the best diets I've seen that are strange diets, I'm going to call them strange diets. Because they eat strange shit. You know, a lot of bodybuilders, they eat strange shit.
Hey, let's have a raw egg milkshake.
Yeah. Based on what I've seen, probably the best diet you could do is something pescatarian.
Well, that's mostly what Mediterranean is.
Yeah, but very heavy in fish.
Yes,
and shellfish.
Mediterranean. Yeah,
very, because it's very, very what we call in a bodybuilder world clean, very high in protein, very low in any kind of carbohydrates, kind of low in fat. It's very concentrated protein. So in other words, you're only eating 200 calories, but it's packed full of fucking protein.
Well,
that
yeah,
protein,
any kind of seafood is better than any other meat because it's like there's not a lot of extraneous.
People
they're
think,
not they're not fatty.
You just want to eat Bambi and eat these cows. No. I'm looking at the fucking protein versus the calorie value, and really the best one is fish.
Yeah,
fish and shrimp.
Yeah, because like I said, there's hardly any fat on it.
Right. The only problem with it is the cost. If fish and shrimp were real cheap, I'd eat that shit all day long.
Well, some kinds of fish are cheap.
If you are a fucking any kind of bodybuilder, you're trying to lose weight, and you want to go to an all-you-can-eat buffet, you go to an all-you-can-eat Chinese buffet, and you eat those fucking cold shrimp. You can sit there
boiled shrimp.
You just punish them for putting those bitches out. Punish them. You think you're going to put shrimp out on this fucking buffet? Fuck, I'm eating all these shrimp. And, you know, you can eat fucking 5 pounds of shrimp. Fuck them. They put it out there. All balances out.
That's the thing. I can't really, I can't eat a lot in one sitting.
Yeah.
Anymore. But I could probably eat my own weight in boiled shrimp. Because it's just, there's nothing to it. It's not greasy. It's not fatty. I mean, when we used to go to Koi Wan, I would eat a big pile of boiled shrimp and some fucking scallops in the shell or whatever.
Now we always got this shit, and now we got guys in the comments, but can't you die of mercury? Man, shut the fuck up.
Well, you can, but you gotta watch. You gotta watch.
Goddamn much.
I think mostly that's mostly something that pregnant women have to worry about.
Yeah, don't worry about that shit.
I mean, as long as you're not eating tons of it every day.
You would have to eat so much of that shit for it to shave any time off of your life expectancy that there's something wrong with you to begin with. You must be a fucking 400-pounder or something like that. I mean, how much do you weigh? How much are you actually eating? No, don't worry about it. And another thing is that a lot of this fish that people are eating today doesn't come from the ocean where it's picking up or mercury. That's almost like something from another area.
Well, it's mostly farmed.
It's farmed. So it's not really dealing with a lot of that. And I don't know if the shrimp are farmed. They might be. You could probably look into that.
I would imagine.
The most fish are farmed, and what's funny is that a lot of that shit, like swai, grew and it lived its entire life in a goddamn 55-gallon oil drum of water.
It's never cheap.
It's never even really been a fish. I mean, and then they fucking putting drugs in it to keep it fucking calm, because it's never lived a life of a fish. Some people say, "Oh, that's cruel," but a fish's brain is so fucking small. I mean, I wouldn't do that to octopus. An octopus might be about as intelligent as a cat. But a fish...
Or some people I know.
Yeah. A fish is about like a robot. I would consider a fish to be AI. It doesn't have a soul, if that's the way you want to look at it.
Although I still feel anything that struggles when you hurt it...
well, they all do that.
I know, but I feel bad about it.
Yeah, but...
So if you're going to kill it, just do it super quick.
A fish's brain is, most fish, not all fish, but most, a thing like a swai, its brain is so fucking primitive. It's just right above eel, which is about like a snake. There's nothing there. They're robots. But, you know what I mean, when you're dealing with things that are like cats or whatever, even though if you raised a cat inside of a barrel, I imagine it would probably be a vegetable.
Oh, there wouldn't be don't much even there. Say that.
So... Yeah.
I can't. You know what's funny? I just
they
feel
did that to a human. What was it? What was his name? Aristotle. Wasn't he talking about what would happen if you raised a kid in a box? And he did it. And
Wait, Aristotle didn't raise a kid in a box.
was
What are
it
you talking
Plato?
about?
Who was it? Who was it? He?
What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, he had.
No, I'm talking
raised
about
a kid in a fucking. Would it be? Would it have human intelligence? I believe that was might have been Aristotle. Or, who was it?
Maybe
or Socrates. Aristotle.
I don't know. I remember like the whole B.F. Skinner and the Skinner box. I remember that.
No.
But he didn't raise a kid in a box though.
You can look it up. Somebody in the comment section will probably know more about it. But I thought that I
know that there were some.
What would happen?
Well, there were some experiments done because people wanted to know how much of the shit. It was essentially the nature nurture argument.
Right.
People want to know how much of the shit was inherent in the person's brain, and how much of it was cultural, how much of it was taught. So, like, okay, well, if we raise a kid without talking to them, would they learn to talk? Surprise, they do not.
Yeah.
They essentially just make animal noises.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Evidently, Season She just said, just in from Fox, Russia has a troop built up at Ukraine border and told the U.S. that they'd better back off. I'm telling you, I have this all war gamed out. Jenny doesn't know I stay on top of all this bullshit, but I stay right on top of it.
What are you talking about?
I understand the dynamics of power.
I think it's time. I think it's time for you to put your other hat on.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, leveling up. Leveling up. Now, sexual tyrannosaur. All right, I understand the dynamics of power.
I'm graduating to an actual cigarette. Although this is the only one I have. I borrowed it from somebody.
The United States is in no position to tell anybody to do things or not to do it. Yeah, the United States is not in a position right now to tell anybody to do anything. Russia's going to get their shit back. They're going to rebuild a lot of that was traditionally part of the Soviet Union. They're not going to go into Eastern Europe and take the satellite states, though. Like, they're not going to try to get back fucking Poland or anything. They don't want that. They want the Slavic nations, even though some Ukrainians don't consider themselves to be Slavic, but they want them back. Which, imagine if the United States broke apart. It would eventually want those states back. It's doing the same thing we would do. Now, earlier somebody was saying, like, the United States is only 200 years old, it can't break up. That's in your mind, the United States is 200 years old. There are other people that could say, well, actually, it's about 200 years older than that. Because there were colonies here for a lot, started
since the 1600s.
Yes.
Well, I mean, if you want to talk about the Spanish, that goes back to the 1500s. St. Augustine's been there since 1580.
Yeah,
something.
It's 200 and something years after the declaration of the independence from the Honky Empire. Okay, the original fucking honky motherland.
The Honky Empire.
The Honky Empire.
That's what Tom's gonna run one of these days.
Yeah. I'm gonna be the fucking.
He's gonna be the king
of the fucking Honky Empire.
The emperor of the Honky Empire.
Exactly. Oh,
oh my God!
Put the other hat on. I'm gonna put two hats on at the same goddamn time.
Oh my God, we might get to Lady Wigs yet.
Right.
It's only an hour and 49 minutes in. You never know what's gonna happen.
So
I'm hoping for Lady Wigs.
If you look at it in a kind of a crazy way, you could also say that it might be closer to like 400 and something years old. The Union is 200 years old.
Officially.
Official, right? Yeah, I'm going to the restaurant.
Well, okay, that was abrupt.
Yeah. Well, man, I have to explain it. I gotta go.
You just did explain it though. I don't gotta explain it, but then he explains it. Yeah. So yeah, this is my last and only actual cigarette. I bummed this. I had a couple cigarettes left from some pack that I got from a bar like 3 weeks ago. And I had some left, and I smoked them at Memento because I was drunk, and I was like, "Woo, I'm gonna smoke all my shit." And then I ran out, and I was bummed out, and then I was really drunk, and I was like, "God damn it!" So our friend Angel still smokes, and I was kind of like, "I will buy you a drink if you give me 2 cigarettes." So she gave me 2. Well, she gave me 1, and I smoked it, and then she gave me 1 for the road. So good for her. And I said, "I'll save that. I'll save that for the show when I'm drinking." When you gotta go, right? But yeah. Well, that's the thing. Here's the thing. We were at Memento, right? And I tease him because we are at the bar and we drink a lot when we're at the bar, obviously. We drink a lot when we're at home. But their drinks are like pretty fucking strong, right? Because they know us and they're just kind of like, "Oh, okay, heavy hand, you know." And I'll go to the bathroom maybe one time, you know? But that night, I think he went to the bathroom. I was counting because until I got too drunk to count. But I think he went to the bathroom like 6 times while I was still counting. And I hadn't even I hadn't even had to pee once. And I'm just like, what? You must have like the world's tiniest bladder. I don't know. And I'm like, I have a corset on and everything. Which is one of the things, I think that's how I don't know. Because it's just a pain in the ass. Like, you have a corset on, you have like fake nails on, you have all this other kind of shit. And you're like, oh man, I gotta go to the bathroom. It's this big ordeal. You know what I mean? It's got like, you gotta reach under the corset. You gotta like be afraid that your nails are gonna break off. I have to bring nail glue with me and all this other kind of shit. But yeah, he'll just like kind of go. It's so easy for dudes to go to the bathroom. It's like, and they don't have to wait in line, which is another thing. But iBar is cool because Memento, when they do Memento Mori, they open the front. There's the front bar, and then there's the main area where the dance floor is, and then there's another bar there. And then there's a little upstairs area where there's another bar, and then there's more bathrooms up there, and there's bathrooms like right by the front door. They don't usually open that super top, with the bar and the bathrooms. They don't usually open that. So there's only one ladies' room, and it's not like stalls. It's just one bathroom, and it's one bathroom for ladies and one bathroom for men. But they will not get all up in your, because I've gone in the men's room many times. If there was lines for the ladies' room. Well, I'm talking about iBar. Oh. And I'm talking about, well, you weren't here.
Yeah, I wasn't here, but I'm going to miss this shit. Well, I can't ask what's this about. What did they ask about the bathrooms for?
No, because I was saying at Memento, like, you went to the bathroom like 6 times before I had to go to the bathroom one time.
Yeah. Women train themselves.
Because it's a pain.
Not to go to the bathroom.
Well, because it's a pain in the ass.
They got one bladder like the size of a basketball.
Because it's a pain in the ass when we have to go to the bathroom. Because one, you have to wait in line.
Yeah, men don't want to do it. They'll pull that shit out and just fucking piss.
Although, like I said, I've gone in the men's room lots and nobody said anything. I'm like, hey, if nobody's in the men's room, I'm going to use that shit. It's gross.
It's kind of the other way around that's a little uncomfortable. You don't want to be in a ladies' room.
Although I've seen dudes, the bathrooms at iBar. The men's room and the ladies' room on the ground floor. Yeah. Because the ones upstairs are stalls, but they don't open that for Memento because it's not enough people, so they don't open that. They open that on Saturday night. But the bathroom looks essentially exactly the same. It's a 1-person bathroom. You go in there, there's a toilet, you lock the door, and they both look pretty much the same. The men's room is sometimes kind of gross, because men and they pee all over everything.
They're drunk. They're pissing all kinds of shit, man.
Yeah. I mean, the ladies' room sometimes gets gross too, but not usually. Yeah. It's not usually so. I mean, you got to hover still. Right. Just, you don't want to get any diseases. But but if you're real drunk, you don't worry about it. You're just like, whatever, I'll deal with it.
I'm seeing what everybody's talking about.
But no, I was telling people, because girls have to wait in line, which sucks, because chicks take forever. But I know why they take forever, because I take forever. Yeah. And here's the thing too, if I'm in the bathroom and some bitch comes up and starts rattling the doorknob, I'll take longer just to be spiteful.
Somebody made a comment that Russia has no rights to the Slavic nations. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but the world doesn't work that way. Rights are kind of an imaginary thing made up by white dudes fucking in the Christian era of the fucking Enlightenment. Rights don't really exist. If somebody comes and kills you, they do what they want. And that's really how the world works. Might makes right. They're going to go in there and fuck shit up and take shit and steal shit and nobody can stop them, then oh well. And that's the engine that has driven human history from the very, very beginning. And you would say, well, that's wrong. And they would just kill you. And when you're dead, you vanish. There's not much you can do about it after that.
Yeah, I can't do much when I'm dead.
Yeah. You're dead and you're like, well, I don't like this, but you're like in the netherworld.
Except maybe I could come back as a zombie and eat your face.
Right.
I'm kind of hoping for that outcome.
History has kind of been handed to the people who are willing to kill other people without compunction in order to take their shit. In other words, it's organized theft and murder. You're not dealing with a good species. That's what Prometheus was all about. But that's really what they're doing. And that's actually how it is. So you're going to get butthurt. You're going to, this isn't fair. Yeah, but they're still going to cut your head off. It's unfair, but they still kill you.
Well, the sad thing is that humans have evolved to a point where we know that that's bad and that's something that you shouldn't do.
Yeah. But the psychopaths rise to the top because they don't care.
That's what I mean. It's shitty. But honestly, it's like, I know people say it all kind of depends on how you look at it, because honestly, in the modern era, I think we've actually come a long way.
Yeah, it's a lot better than it used to be.
So whenever anybody says to me, talking about how shitty the world is or anything, I'm like,
used to be worse.
Why don't you take a time machine and go back to the Middle Ages and then get back to me?
Right.
And then we'll talk about shitty things. At least most people now have a concept of people's rights, and hey, maybe we shouldn't do that, or maybe that's bad. But I kind of feel like they didn't have that back then.
Didn't. It's cyclical. It only takes a couple generations for ideas like that to be forgotten and no longer become a reality. And then it takes a couple generations for it to come back in to a reality.
But the thing about it, okay, so
it kind of comes and goes.
But like I said, humans were kind of like, and I don't mean this in a negative way, but humans are kind of like cursed in a sense.
Yeah.
Because we still have all of our animalistic instincts.
Yeah.
But we also have that cursed frontal lobe.
Yeah.
Which is giving us a conscience and is giving us a sense of empathy and things like that with fellow creatures, not only other humans but animals.
Yeah, and animals.
So we understand, it's bad to like cause other humans or other animals harm. And so it's almost kind of like we're in a constant war with ourselves.
Exactly. And now here's something else. They do this shit, but they rationalize it. And they rationalize it and veil it in a shroud of legitimacy.
Well, you have to now.
That's how they do it. And they veil it in a fucking shroud of moral legitimacy. It used to be religion. In some places it still is. They use religion to justify what they do. We are killing and enslaving these people because they are non-believers. These are not God's people.
But see, like I said...
That's one way. The other way is to enshroud it in politics. We are killing and enslaving these people and wiping them out and taking their shit because they oppose us and they're wrong. That's another way you can look at it. So, that's
but in a way, what I was getting at was that in a way that sounds shitty, but in a way that's a positive development.
Yeah.
Because at least now you have to justify your shit to people to get away with shit like that. You can't just do it anymore and everyone will let you get away with it. Well, no, I know, but at least you have to have that justification.
Right. What you have right now in Western civilization is two major factions. One faction is saying these people are Nazis, insurrectionists, or racists. We have to fucking imprison and kill them eventually. That's one way. The other side is saying these people are sacrificing children, they're pedos, and they're commies. We got to fucking take them out of here. We're going to kill them too. And this has been the same kind of thinking that goes all the way back 6,000 years, man. They've been doing that same shit over. Well, none of this is new.
Well, that's why
none of this is new.
That's why I don't get like upset or outraged about shit, because I'm like,
eventually reality comes in and you have to deal with this.
Well, and I'm taking a long view. I'm just kind of like, well, shit's a lot better than it used to be. Like I said,
take decades to straighten out what's going on right now.
Yeah, it's all right.
But you got to look at it in another way. In general, individuals are very easy to deal with. It's easy to find common ground with an individual, even if they're on the other side of some kind of political fence, because that's a person. The problem is mass psychologies, groups. Groups are fucking insane. The bigger the group, the more more dangerous it is. It's like it's not herd mentality, but it's kind of more like a school of fish.
Well, it's because humans, their brains evolved in an environment where you knew personally 100 to 200 people.
Yeah, you're not supposed to know all these damn people.
I mean, when it gets larger than that, you can still relate to people, like if you're aware of it, but it's harder.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you don't know those people personally, so it's harder to humanize them. Right. That's all it is. So like you said, it's very easy to say, oh, all those people suck, until you know a person from that country, or a person from that, and then it humanizes it for you. Yeah. So people need that kind of personal, which sucks, but that's just the way human brains evolved.
Yeah.
But like I said, in a way, it's a lot better than it used to be. I read a really good book a few years ago. I still have it around here someplace. Called The Better Angels of Our Nature. Steven Pinker wrote it, I think. And he was making the point that, you know, as shitty as stuff is and as shitty as people perceive things to be, he's like, go back to, like I said, just the Middle Ages, which, you know, going from a long view, it's not really that long ago.
Yeah.
It's like people really didn't have any concept
of animal cruelty, of human cruelty. Of
animal cruelty, of individual rights. Of, you know, people being different, so we should just, like, leave them alone. People didn't really have that concept.
Yeah, a medieval honky, man, was fucking, would have been, if you were to put me next to a medieval honky, it would be like putting me I would understand a lot of the things that he would do, but as soon as I saw him tie, like, stake a bear to the ground and then have a crowd of people come and beat the damn bear.
See, if you did that nowadays, everyone would flip out.
Yeah, or they're like,
that's a positive development, because that's not some shit you should be doing.
Or like, let's take all these cats and tie them together and throw them in a fire. They used to do that for fun.
I know.
And fucking, you'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you doing that? They were psychos. Fucking psychos. And it's because...
It wasn't a good time, no.
Because their frontal lobes just did not develop properly. They were in a real fucking brutal, dehumanizing environment. Their sense of humor was extremely twisted. Medieval Europeans were fucking monsters.
Well, medieval everybody was fucking monsters. They didn't know any better.
Yeah.
They didn't know any better.
Like an alien species almost. What's funny, though, is that from the point of view of an ancient Greek during the Golden Age, or maybe like during the good parts of the Roman Republic, the medievals would have been futuristic compared to them. Like, that's some people in the future. That's 500, 600, 700, 800 years away. Okay, you would think there would have been like an advancement. No, it was like a regression.
Yeah, it happens. It happens
because the Romans during the good years were kind of like a modern American. You can read their writing and their thinking, at least the educated ones, real similar to a modern person of today. Modern American, modern Mexican, modern Brazilian.
Yeah, I mean,
it's all about the same.
You read, I've read some Aristotle and Plato and stuff like that.
Whatever.
Seemed almost modern,
like it happened today.
Yeah.
Well, even things like Julius Caesar's accounts of what he was doing in Gaul. I mean, he was talking about, well, you know, I let the men fucking wipe this town out, and I let them rape the women, you know, so they could have a little fun. And then we moved on to the next one.
Fun.
Well, you would see some shit like that, and you're like, what the fuck is this dude talking about? But the rest of the writing was all like a modern military leader.
Yeah.
And you realize that these are all Europeans, you know. There were different ethnic groups, but they weren't different races. It's kind of like a weird thing to where you can tell that Julius doesn't really see Gauls as fully human.
Well, that's the easiest way to just like white people out or rape their women or whatever.
Yeah.
Just say, well, they're beneath us.
They're not civilized peoples. Right. These are savages.
So you can do whatever
you want to them. They're savages.
Sure. Yeah.
So, but you can kind of recognize, well, you know what? World War II kind of had a lot of that in it. You know what I mean?
It did. If you watch a lot of the propaganda films from World War II, it was the same kind of thing.
Yeah, when you look at World War II...
It's all a process of dehumanization. Well, it's easier to kill people when you don't think of them as a person like you're a person.
Oh, fuck them. Yeah, exactly. And you know, we're right and they're wrong. Those are bad people. We can do what we want to them. They're bad. And that was the thinking. When you look at the World War II, World War II is kind of like, from the American perspective, kind of like almost like the high point of American history. That's when America first came on to the goddamn world stage as a big player, and we were doing the right thing.
Hit everyone with our dick.
We were taking care of the damn Nazis, and we were knocking the Nazis out. They were evil. We were knocking these damn evil imperial Japanese out. You know, they were doing bad things in China to the girls in Nanjing, and fucking, you know, fuck these Japanese. They're evil, you know. Which they did some bad shit to the Chinese. But it was normal even in modern days, 20th century, to just dehumanize the enemy. And that's really, you had to do that on a psychological level to do this work. You couldn't see him as human, or you mentally just couldn't do it.
Which, like I said, in a way, I see that as a positive, because the fact that you have to essentially make your enemy seem like animals to get even soldiers that are trained and stuff like that to just kill these people in cold blood or whatever. I think that's a positive thing, because that goes to show that humans are reluctant to do that kind of shit.
You know, and I have a background in this being infantry. It's very strange because you're fighting an outside group for some kind of evil that they have done. You were told that they did this evil. And you're going to take it out on these other guys. They're soldiers, right? And those particular guys did not actually do that evil act. Right. These are innocent guys from that country that you're punishing because that government did something.
Yeah, they're proxies.
They're proxies. When you look at those fucking soldiers, guess what? He's a dude just like you. He's just in a different suit.
Yeah, he's got a wife and kids.
Yeah, he's fighting for his homeland and all this other shit.
Yeah,
so like you already know it's a game, but you have to dehumanize them in order to do it, or you won't be able to do it.
Yeah.
If you can't do it, then you fail as a professional soldier, and your nations start failing because it all comes down to the ruling class of these nations. They have ambitions. You're fulfilling the ambitions of other people.
Yeah.
You don't really know it at the time because you're a young soldier. You don't see through it as well. You know what I mean? You think it's all official, so it's okay. Because the authorities told you. You're trusting the authorities. But you don't know who the authorities are.
See, I never did that.
Well, no, for me, I thought the authorities were the generals. They weren't the authorities. It goes all the way back up into these old families. And some of these families wouldn't even be American families. They'd be kind of like a multinational family. So there's all kinds of hokey shit. When you really look at it, at the heart of all these nation states, it's more like organized crime.
Yeah.
See? They're mafias more than anything. Once you tear through all this national symbolism and the history, and you find out who the actual players are behind this system and why they're ordering this shit to be done, it's Don Corleone type shit. But there's corporations involved. It's complicated. Is it good? Fuck no, it's not good. It's bad. But it's been going on for tens of thousands and thousands of years, that same theme over and over again. Humans aren't going to change. That's the way they are. And that's just something we have to accept.
We're complicated.
It's complicated and it's bad. Humans are bad.
Well, I don't think they're all bad. We're just complicated. You know, everybody has bad and good within them. To differing degrees, obviously. If you get people like fucking serial killers, obviously they're 90% bad.
Okay. Let me back up.
He's going to correct me. Well, I'm going to
correct her. No, it's not correction. It's to give you a different perspective.
I'm going to the bathroom though.
Then I won't be able to do it because it's like I'm talking to you. When you come back, I'll answer that question. There's more to it than that. It has to do with the goddamn natural selection in this society. Okay, let's see what everybody's talking about. Yeah, Gramthars know what I'm talking about. It's a tribal mentality. Very much so. Gramthar also says we're only 9 meals away from anarchy. This I can personally confirm, having lived through fucking Hurricane Katrina. If a city population goes 3 days without food, you start dealing with the zombie apocalypse or the vampire apocalypse. It's like some shit out of goddamn... What was the name of that fucking movie? They had old fucking... had old Cheston, old Charlton Heston. Fucking Omega Man. It's like something out of Omega Man. All these little rules that you people grew up with, all that shit goes out the fucking window. Camp Guy says, I've heard that folks who try to go underground and live for months or years end up going crazy pretty quickly. Well, it all depends on what you consider crazy is. There are some people that could handle, it probably depends on who you were. There's some people that can handle fucking country life very, very well. So now you don't have to be totally isolated, but you know, living out in the country, it depends on how old you are too. Younger people seem to require more interaction with others. As you get older people don't require human company as much because your curiosity has kind of been satisfied. I think hormones have something to do with it in life experience.
Well, it depends on the kind of person you are too. Because I mean, somebody like me, I mean, I've always, since I was born, probably, I'm more an introverted person. I do like interacting with people. I like interacting with you guys. I like going out every now and then, talking to my friends and whatever. But if I have too much of that, I get worn out.
Yeah.
I need me time. Yeah. I need time just with my own thoughts. I find being around other people for too long exhausting. And I think that's just a genetic predisposition that I have. I've always been like that.
Okay. What I was talking about is Jenny was talking about things have gotten better and people can be good. Yes, there are super good people, real good people in every civilization. But advanced civilizations like the United States, and actually you can go all the way back to ancient Egypt and ancient Rome, those were also advanced civilizations with their own legal codes and their own government systems and their own versions or interpretations of what an economy is. The thing with an advanced civilization, in order to gain power and authority, even in a monarchy, you must defeat enemies. Because there's competition for power. There's competition for power, there's competition for status and resources. So the natural selection in an advanced society, in the leadership class, is psychopathy. People that do not have empathy for others of their class and who are going for personal ambitions. They must defeat their enemies within their own system. So what rises to the top are people who are able to fuck other people over, lie, cheat, steal, destroy other people's income, destroy their businesses, destroy their political ambitions. And when that happens, when this person is doing this, this is not just political class, but also kind of like merchant class, high merchant class, which would be like your oligarchs and stuff, or your intelligentsia. When they're doing this, the others of their class are fighting against them. So it's social warfare. It's Darwinistic shit happens. And what rises to the top is like a monster. And that becomes the fucking ruling class of the country. There's not one of them, there's a bunch of them. It's a whole clique. And they don't like the rules of the country. They don't like fucking morality. They don't like anything telling them what not to do. So they start buying up secret islands all over the country and capturing your fucking underage daughters and making them perform for them. And they go to other fucking sheikhs somewhere in Saudi Arabia where they have harems of fucking... They do some shit that you would go to jail for, and they do it on a regular basis. Because these rules are for you. They're not... These are your rules. They're not their rules. They're like the gods. This is another way to look at it. Like I said, and they're bad.
But the thing about it is that that's not a revelation. That's been going on forever. If you have money, you can flout rules. You're going to get away with shit that, normal peons like me would not get away with.
The difference is
not that I want to do any of that
shit. The difference is that in an advanced republic like the United States, there was an illusion of a fair game. The illusion of morality. The illusion of legitimacy. One of the main attacks that they would use against, especially Iraq, when I fucking joined up and they fucking sent us at Iraq, the first Iraq war against Saddam, was how immoral they were. You know what I mean? Saddam's sons, Uday and Qusay, were, mostly Uday, was raping people's women, raping the wives of their officers in their Air Force, and doing all kinds of weird shit, which he was doing. He was executing women who gave him problems. He was a sexual sadist.
The thing about that, though, is that we knew about all that. Even in the 90s when that fit started, everyone was like, yeah, it's about the money. It's about the money. Well, yeah,
of course. But they're digging up what their ruling class, how evil their ruling class is. Well, yeah, they're trying
to find some justification. Because they don't want to tell everybody, hey, it's about the money.
Right.
But I feel like most people know that that's
it's about the money and the power.
That's what it was.
Okay.
They just needed a cover story. Yeah. But everybody saw through the cover story.
Right. But what the American people didn't know is that our ruling class does that same thing. Now that's been exposed. They do that same kind of thing.
Well, like I said, I kind of felt like everybody already knew.
Yeah. So, no, maybe you. But the average person didn't. The average person thought that the ruling class were good people. That, these are Americans. They value human life. They're not raping our daughters or... buying slaves, buying slaves.
It's weird because
putting them on islands.
The thing about it is that in a lot of ways, I would not call myself an optimist.
Yeah,
I'm a realist. But I understand, not everybody's all bad, not everybody's all good. Everybody has, a little bit of both to differing degrees. But I kind of feel like I knew all that shit, like, when I was a kid. Like, I don't know. I've always been, like, a really anti-authoritarian person. So as soon as somebody's, like, telling me what to do, or they're up there, like, talking about, we have to do this for, God and patriotism and shit, I'm like, what's your angle? Like, what are you really doing it for?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just, like, mistrustful. I've always been mistrustful of authority ever since I can remember.
Well, that was because of your upbringing and who you are. You know what I mean? I wasn't brought up that way. And I believe that good people could actually achieve power. No, good people cannot achieve power. Not in this system. Not in any system.
Well, they will, but they won't get very far.
They won't get very far.
No.
Because a good person will not fuck over peers and destroy their businesses to achieve power. Okay? They're going to try to get along with everybody else. And that's how I thought it was done. That's not how it is. It's not a popularity contest. It's a contest between vampires. That's what it is. It's like something out of damn Sith Lords. You watch those fucking Sith video games. That's what it is. It's gangsters. So that's what it is.
Marquis Bathtub Popcorn Shrimp, great name by the way, says, damn, Tom barely even talked about Crustle or Death Proof. Bummer.
I talked about it. Well, the thing is that we're going to do a full review of that show.
I thought that's what we were doing on this one. I thought
No, because they sent me a Blu-ray.
Oh, okay.
If you send me a Blu-ray, then that means it gets a show.
So we're going to do it on Sunday.
We're going to do it on Sunday. It's going to get a show.
Okay. See, I didn't know that. Yeah, I thought we were going to talk about it.
No. If you send me a DVD or a Blu-ray, it's going to get a show.
Well, I'm going to have to retitle this shit then.
Well, we can move it back to another. You can move it back to another show or whatever, but it'll get a show. So I don't want to talk too much about it.
Wish you'd have told me that beforehand.
Well, you just write your shit down and think, no, it's good. It's good. We can talk about it if you have any questions about it. You can put them drop them in there. We'll talk about it. But what's more important than Death Proof was the fact that Crustle saw the Phoenix Lights. He was the first witness to the first official witness to the Phoenix Lights.
I love that didn't come out until later.
Yeah,
and they're like, oh, by the way, the first person that reported the Phoenix Lights was Kurt Russell.
Was Kurt Russell in his airplane? He was flying his airplane, and he's
like, hey, Breaker 19, this is Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Or maybe Crustle, maybe that's his CB handle.
I don't know.
Wouldn't that be funny if that was his fucking CB handle? Breaker 19, this is Crustle.
Yeah, Khan says that social behavior has always been there since the start of human times. It's the same shit. Different era. Exactly. Going back to them when fucking Khan's fucking people were cutting people's hearts out on top of them damn Aztec temples. It's that same fucking power dynamic that they're going for. And I must say, Khan's a proud father of fucking, I think, 2 sons down there in Mexico, and he sent me a picture of one because look how handsome this boy is. And his one of his sons looks just like Adam Driver, like a real young Adam Driver.
He does, actually.
You want to see him? Look, he sent me this picture of him.
Wait, well, you should ask. That's somebody else.
I'm gonna show him to you.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that's somebody else's.
Oh, well, it's not like you're protecting some young virginal bride. I mean, the motherfucker probably beat your ass.
No, but I'm just saying that it's you should always ask people's permission.
No, I'm gonna show him to you.
Flashing.
I mean, if he doesn't want me to show,
if
he doesn't want me to show.
David June says my CB handle is Candy Cane. Why Candy Cane? I mean, yeah. I'm not judging. I'm just asking. My dad used to be really into CB when I was a kid. I don't remember what his handle was though. He did have one, but I can't remember what it was. He was super into this because when we were kids, we were all into fucking Smokey and the Bandit and all that kind of shit. So we were all into that CB fucking culture. We would pretend. Breaker 19.
He looks goth, doesn't he?
Oh my god, he does look like Adam Driver. Holy shit.
He says I could show him. Okay, there he is.
He's a dead fucking ringer.
Yeah.
Look at that shit. He looks just like Adam Driver.
Yeah. That's a handsome guy. Got his whole 19 years old, got his whole life ahead of him. And I told
Look at those fantastic eyebrows.
yeah, I told him, I says, oh, he's gonna be popular with the ladies.
Oh, I love that shit.
Yeah.
That's nice. I'm not being weird.
Yeah. He's a handsome guy.
Okay. Yeah, I'm old enough to be his mom. It's
Yeah.
all right. I'm not being
okay.
weird.
When I was his age, I had women your age fucking trying to hit me up.
Yeah, yeah.
It was true.
He's got to tell everybody that shit.
Yeah, it was true. Shit happens. Shit happens. See what Keith gotta say.
Well, you know, it's old bitches like me. We still get like young ass dudes.
Yeah.
I still get young ass dudes hitting on me sometimes. Sometimes. I'm just like, dude, I could be your mom. Fuck off.
All kinds of messages.
You got all kinds of messages?
Yeah, all kinds of messages, yeah.
It's all father sides. That's kind of what's on.
What'd he say? It's all the father side?
It's all father side, yeah.
He's bullshitting because I can see a lot of his mother in him, too. It's both y'all. It's both y'all. Trying to take all the credit for that, dude. Come on.
Try to take all the... That's my genes, goddammit.
Yeah, he's got good genes. I'll tell you one thing, though, about my boy Con, is he's an extremely creative and intelligent guy, man. We have a lot of good conversations fucking on Messenger about just history and politics and culture. But he's big, man. He's a big Mexican dude. He's like close to 6 feet tall. That's like elite size. I think he's 6'1". So when you talk about all this temple sacrifice and shit, he was the one at the top of the temple fucking telling him to do it. See, he wasn't. Yeah, that's why they got smaller, because they were trying to sacrifice the biggest one. See, he's 6. Yeah, Constance, he's 6 foot. He says it's true. It's true. That's he's like in Mexico. He's like one of those engineers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't relate. I'm like a short motherfucker, so I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'm short too.
True.
Yeah.
One of the weirdest experiences for me, because I'm 5'3", maybe, if I'm lucky.
I'm gonna go to the restroom. Hold on a second. I might have to change my hat.
Really? Oh my God, we're getting closer to wig territory. You're gonna have to get me a new drink too in a second. One of the weirdest experiences for me, because like I said, I'm 5'2", 5'3", maybe. And before I was going out with him, I was dating a guy. Well, my ex-husband was actually 6'1", 6'2", something like that. So a lot of people made fun because they were like, "Oh, look, he's like a foot taller." And then before I started going out with him, I was dating a guy that was 6'5", and he could literally pick me up and carry me around like a backpack. Like that's how much bigger he was than me. And it was just like the weirdest fucking experience ever. I'm used to being smallish. You know what I mean? Like I'm not a little waif or anything, obviously, but I'm a short motherfucker. So it's really funny to me. Like it's just this big dude, and I was a lot thinner then. I will say that. But yeah, so he could just like pick me up and carry me around like on his back, and I was like half his size, and it was kind of neat, but it was kind of weird at the same time. I saw something of, Tammy said my mom's CB handle was Ladyfingers. Oh my God. That's excellent. My CB handle was Blonde Bombshell. My aunt gave me that name and I'm a guy, don't ask. Oh, but you know I'm going to ask though. Like, see, I wish I could remember what my dad's CB handle was, because I thought it was funny, but I can't remember what it is. I remember me and my brother Eric, who is 4 years younger than me. When we were kids, my dad was really into CBs. And, cause like I said, Smokey and the Bandit, everybody was into that shit back then. And I feel like we used to play CB all the time, and he had a CB radio and he had a handle, and I wish I could remember what it was. Shit, man. I'll have to ask him. I haven't talked to my dad in a while, but I'll have to ask him, what was your CB handle back in the fucking 1980s? Cause I can't remember. Did the MILFs love young Tom? Here's the thing. Everybody loved Tom. When Tom was a teenager, he looked like kind of like Rick Springfield a little bit. He had like that same kind of feathered hair. It wasn't a mullet. Well, because that was kind of like the cool hairstyle in the 80s. Like I said, it wasn't exactly a mullet, but it was kind of like feathered sort of. And he always had that dark hair because his hair is like really dark. So he had that kind of thing going on. And so yeah, I don't know. I wasn't there. I didn't meet him until he was, in his 40s probably. But from what he tells me and from what I've heard of people that knew him back then, yeah, he was very popular with the ladies. You were very
You want another drink?
Yeah. Okay. I was telling him how you were very popular with the ladies when you were younger.
When I was younger.
Because you looked kind of like Rick Springfield. At least your hair did. Not your face so much. But his hair kind of looked like Rick Springfield's hair back then. Like Jesse's girl. Oh my God. Yeah, he did. He kind of he had hair like that. But his face didn't look like that. He showed me pictures of him from back then. And yeah, he was a cutie pie back then. I even made like a joke of, I took a picture of him. Well, my favorite picture of him like as a teenager, I think he was 17. And I took a picture of it and I photoshopped him onto the cover of like Teen Beat or Bop or one of those fucking teen magazines from the 80s. Like, I think I rubbed out C. Thomas Howell.
They want to see that shit?
And I put it in, I don't even know what happened to it. But I did. It was really good. And like we posted it. And I think a couple of people thought it was real.
Yeah, they thought it was real.
Which I thought, I was like, well, that is a testament to my Photoshop skills. Because a lot of people did think it was real. I also Photoshopped you into a picture with Evel Knievel.
Yeah.
I Photoshopped you into a picture with the Go-Go's. Yeah. Which that was my favorite one.
You said it looked like Merle from Walking Dead.
Well, now he does.
Yeah.
Not back then though.
No, not back then.
We all had mullets in '87. Yeah, a lot of people did. Right. And it's weird because the mullet, I feel like, I don't know. I need to look into like a cultural history of the mullet. Has anybody wrote a book on that? Probably. But I feel like there hasn't been. That's the picture I'm talking about. Look, see. How you were like what, 17?
Yeah.
Something like that.
16
or 17. That was the picture I used.
Yeah. I put him, these girl.
Yeah, I put him on the fucking. It wasn't quite as feathery as I remembered.
I know that's another picture. I'm gonna have that one too.
Okay.
Let me have that.
Oh my God, we're gonna. It's a trip down memory lane.
Too.
No one's seen any pictures of me back then. Yeah, Tom looks like Merle from the Walking. Well, like I said, now he does. But
yeah, a few years later though, I look like that.
Yeah. Okay, so you got your haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mullet.
Can't really see.
Or sort of like that haircut. I feel like in the 80s, I associated that more with like new wave, right?
Yeah, it was more of a new wave thing.
That was like the cool people thing. And then it only became rednecky later.
After, yeah.
Like
they were emulating what we were doing.
Well, after that became like, that was kind of like over. Yeah. And then kind of like rednecks that were stuck in the 80s.
Yeah, they were like fucking,
kept that hairstyle into the 90s and
they were beyond. Like 10, 15 years behind.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Because honestly, you'd see in the early 80s, you'd see dudes like fucking Howard Jones or like Lamal from Kajagoogoo or whatever. And they had, even like the Duran Duran dudes had something that approximated a mullet. Yeah. And no one called it a mullet back then. Everybody said, "Oh, it was like a cool mullet." Yeah, it was like a cool like new wave.
It was European
punk rock looking hairstyle. Everyone thought you were European. Everyone thought you were into punk or new wave or whatever.
It was like something you'd see on fucking Kajagoogoo.
Sabrina says young Tom was hot.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, not anymore. Wah wah wah. Hey,
you bitches.
You say shit to me like that all the time. Like,
no, listen to her.
You used to be cool. You used to be cute.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't say you
so
used to be. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay, so
whatever. Whatever.
Just getting some of it back to you. Everybody gets old.
It's not true.
Everybody gets old. That's what happens. Hockey players had it. Yeah, and actually on MST they call it hockey hair.
Hockey hair.
They did a whole. Well, I think it was shit, man. What was that Canadian movie they did with fucking Rousdower? I can't remember the name of the movie, but yeah, he had like a super egregious mullet, and they did a whole sketch about hockey hair and how it was like a disease and they had to treat it. It was like fucking funny.
I'm trying to find where my fucking photos are. Okay, hold on. Yeah, no.
You can't.
Because I have the picture you're talking about.
I thought that was the one that I used.
No, I have several of them from that period.
I mean, you gave me like a shit ton of photos from back from when you were like a little kid to when you were a teenager, or in your 20s, and I just like put them in
Okay.
whatever pictures. I put you in with David Bowie. I put you in with like Freddie Mercury. I put you in with Andrew Eldritch. I'm trying to think of like I did like a whole series of them, and we posted them all on Facebook, and they were super funny. And I think some people did actually believe they were real because, like I said, I tried to do them as realistic as possible. The Go-Go's one, I think, was my master achievement because I found the perfect picture of the Go-Go's because it was all of them, and Belinda Carlisle was at the end of the picture, and her arm was out like that, but no one was there. But the picture like extended, and I was like, oh my God, that was like made for that. So I took the picture and I put Tom in there, and he looked like he was looking over at like all the members of the Go-Go's, and they were like looking at him like, hey, here's little Tom.
Right
fucking...
That's what she's talking about.
Yeah. See? Oh my God. It was like, because her arm was just like out like that.
That was back when I was on tour to Go-Go. I tell you what, those girls fucking wore me out. using me up.
That was my favorite one.
Man.
Well, I think that one was my favorite, or the one with you with Evel Knievel was my favorite. Because that was when you were little and you had your little STP jumpsuit on. And I put you in a picture with Evel Knievel before he did his big jump or whatever.
What about that time? What about the time I jumped up on stage and jammed out with fucking
Freddie Mercury?
I was jamming out with fucking Freddie. I was listening to him rock. He'd be fucking singing and looking at me, and I'm going, that's right, dude. I'm sitting there smoking. Yeah.
I had such a good time doing that.
Or that time I jumped up on stage and me and Bowie fucking did a duet.
See, that's a good one too. Yeah, that's a good one too.
A duet and shit. Yeah. We were singing Under Pressure.
I wish can you find that one that I did with the teen magazine cover?
Yeah.
Like I said, I think I shopped C. Thomas Howell out of off the cover.
Look at this cat. She's tearing up the back of the chair. She's
what
like,
are you doing, baby girl?
Outside.
What are you doing, go? What's that? Tila says these pics are hilarious.
Yeah, I had all kinds of fucking
I know. I had a good time doing those. He gave me like a whole pile of pictures from like back in the day. And I just like put him. He gave me some suggestions, but then I just kind of went and did my own thing.
Trying to find them.
I was just trying to amuse myself.
That shit's just all kind of scary. Okay, here we go. Tiger Beat.
That's what it was, Tiger Beat.
Tiger Beat. This is the time they featured me on the cover. Tiger Beat. Let's see.
Yeah, 12 sexy color pinups.
Yeah.
I put that in there.
Yeah.
Maybe that's my favorite one.
Crazy, man. You came up with that one on your own.
I did, yeah.
I just looked at it and started laughing. Trying to see if there's any more of them. The me and Evel Knievel.
Yeah, where's that one?
A lot of this is me looking at your
little.
boobs. And I'm in the club looking at your boobs.
Seriously?
A lot of them.
I feel like half of his pictures are that.
Me looking at her boobs laughing. Going, yeah.
Yeah, boobs.
I did stupid shit back in the day.
What are you talking about? You still do stupid shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at young Jenny. Fucking belly shirt on and shit. Fucking boobs popping out.
Oh, and look, there's Shauna and Zombaby.
Yeah.
That was, how many years ago was that?
Probably about 5, 6 years ago.
5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe longer.
Now, really, a lot of this shit, I look back at it and it feels like it was a million years ago. I look a fucking shit ton younger, and it was really only like 5 or 6 years ago.
That was...
Look, see, look at it. That's probably about 7, 8 years. 7 years, maybe?
It doesn't tell you?
No.
Yeah, it might have been 7 or 8 years ago.
Yeah.
7 or 8 years ago. I
you
think
get
the
up
one...
a certain point, man, in a fucking year, it takes a lot off of you.
Well, the one with Zombaby, that was at Mitternacht.
Yeah.
And how long ago was that? Like Mitternacht... Holy shit, yeah, I don't think we mentioned this on the show, but a dude we knew, DJ LD, who used to DJ Mitternacht here in Orlando, he died in a car accident not too long ago.
I'm always talking about Indian princesses and shit. Tori, this is Tori. Then she is a real Indian princess. They're not talking about these Indian princesses and shit. But her dad is like...
Tori's rad.
Yeah, her dad, and she's like a punk rock Indian princess. Her dad is in, like, Indian affairs in Washington D.C. That's what she does. She's cool as shit. We had a lot of fun with her.
Yeah, I love her. I haven't seen her in a while, but
yeah.
I think her hair was bright blue last time. But she had like the whole rainbow thing going for a while, and it was like really cool looking. She always had like that big teased hair, but it was always like it was either rainbow. She had green for a while. She had blue for a while.
Man, there's got so many photos I can't find them. She's a Macaw Indian. They're from like Washington State. They're like whale hunting type Indians, similar to like Inuit, which are some people call Eskimos, but they're like the Inuit.
Yeah. Yeah, she's rad as hell.
Yeah, bright blue eyes and everything.
I think the last time we saw her was at that comic book thing that we did. Because she was in that movie, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. All right, man. I ain't gonna tell you. She wants to come out, but there's like reasons why she won't come out. Says she got to go on a diet first.
Man, don't say that.
No, that's what she said.
You just did.
I told her, I said, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Fucking, you know what I mean? Fucking, just come on out. She'll come out. She'll come out eventually. Some people, you know what I mean? They fucking have standards and shit. They're like, oh, I gained some weight. I don't want to come out.
You know what? I get that though.
Yeah, and I'm just like, fucking, what are you worried about? I saw how she looks. I was like, you're worried about nothing. Come on out. You know what I mean? Fucking,
I mean, 9 times out of 10, they are worrying about nothing.
Yeah, she's worried about nothing.
But I get that feeling. It's like, especially for girls, because you're gonna get judged on what you look like more than a dude would. So, you know, if you gained a pound or two and then like suddenly your fucking shit doesn't fit right, and then you're just like, okay, well, fuck this, I'm not going anywhere because I look like I look like Shamu. Like, I get that. You don't look like Shamu, but you feel like you do. I get it.
Gramthars, who I went to high school with, said jocks had mullets, football players had them, Bono wannabes had them, everybody had them back then. Yeah, we all had this.
See, I don't remember.
We didn't know it was a thing. We just thought that was the way you were supposed to look.
Well, that was the way everyone's kind of hair looked. Although I will say, I mean, I grew up in Central Florida, so I grew up in Daytona Beach, which was kind of rednecky. Yeah. So really, the only people that had mullety hairdos in the 80s were like punk rockers and new wave people. Jocks had short hair. If you had mullety looking hair, everyone said that you were gay. Yeah. And would beat you up.
You're right.
So, you know what I mean?
People in there saying,
they were still very like, you know, we have to have like short.
People are in there saying how I could have been in the movies and all that. And another guy said that I look like James Dean. That was actually, that was Con that said I look like James Dean. I actually called it because when I was a kid, people used to say that all the time that I look like James Dean. But nowadays, people don't even know who James Dean is. A lot of these people, so they don't know what he looks like. I mean, younger people don't. So, like, but you called it. I actually probably looked because T was saying he looks like Kevin Bacon. No, that's not how I looked in person. In person was closer to James Dean.
I could kind of see the Kevin Bacon thing, but
everybody used to say that I reminded them of James Dean all the time when I was in high school. Gramthars can fucking back that up. I would always get roles and plays and shit because they were James Dean type characters, which I fucking hated that shit. But that's the way it was.
Let's talk about the musicals you were.
No, I don't want to talk about that.
You don't want to talk about that?
No, I don't want to talk about that.
Why
I was in a bunch of them, but I don't want to talk about it. I was in some in Brazil too. I did commercials in Brazil.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, ice cream commercials. It's a company called Kibon. Or How Good. Kibon Ice Cream. I did like 4 of them.
I don't think you ever told me that, ever.
Yeah, I did like 4 of them.
Like TV commercials?
Yeah, TV commercials.
Holy shit, I didn't know that.
I didn't get paid much for it. Did like all 4 of them in one day. I got about $1,000 for it.
Somebody find those on YouTube. Somebody must have saved those.
I don't know. Probably not. Maybe.
I feel like people saved everything. Cause shit, man, shit that I had forgotten from like the 70s and 80s. You look on YouTube and it's like, there it is.
Brazilian television commercials turned over rapidly, even faster than American television commercials. They made them cheap, and they were kind of like very local productions. Most of them for like only São Paulo and fucking Rio de Janeiro, you know. And they might have been regional, and I think they were only on TV for about a month or so. And that was it.
Interesting.
Yeah, me running up in a school, fucking giving this girl who she was Brazilian. I was giving her an ice cream bar, and it was just a couple shots. It was only like 3 shots. That was it. Me running, and then her getting, and then her smiling. That was it. There was really nothing to it. And it was because it was just a few seconds long, the whole thing. There was voiceover, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot all about it, kind of.
Till now, because like I said,
Yeah.
I don't think you ever told me that. I knew you were like in stage musicals and stuff, but I didn't know you'd been like in.
I shot that at my school because it was a nice school. It was a foreign school, and it was safe to shoot there. But they brought the girl in from the general population. So she was a model. She was hot, but probably a hooker.
Probably.
Probably, yeah.
Okay. I think the only thing I was in Showboat when I was a kid, like a kind of a bit part.
Yeah.
I was in Annie as a kind of a bit part. I was in the chorus, so we did chorus shit. I wasn't in a lot of the acting shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I always kind of thought about it, and then I was like, I don't know. I don't like that much attention on me, man.
Yeah.
It kind of wigs me out. I didn't mind like being in a small part. I think I got in Showboat because it was something to do with my uncle who owned the KFC franchise. I think it was in Tampa or St. Pete or something. And then he had like a little dinner theater like next to it. So it was like, and they were doing like a big production of it there. And I got in it there.
Did Sienna look like Michael Rooker?
Like I said, maybe now you're not that grizzled.
Michael Rooker, if you ever go back and you go look at fucking Michael when he was young, that was a good looking dude. He was very good looking.
Yeah, well,
he got typecast. He was also from Mississippi, and that's probably why some people are saying that, because if you put us side by side, we don't look alike. But you're saying that because of the mannerisms, most likely the mannerisms and the voice, because we both kind of have Mississippi dialect.
Yeah, you don't look like him in the face.
Yeah, no, and
I don't think
similar mannerisms and stuff, but that's almost regional. So that kind of.
I think what I think that's cool about Michael Rooker is that he comes across as really. It's not even what he looks like. He just comes across as very genuine, and he comes across as really like charismatic. Yeah,
well, he has to be very friendly in when he's a guest on any kind of shows or any kind of interviews. He has to differentiate, to show the fucking general public that he is not those villains that he's fucking playing.
Because he gets typecast.
Yeah.
Well, and I feel like that happens a lot with actors that, that play, obviously he got his start. Well, he didn't get a start, but his big breakout role was, playing Henry Lee Lucas, serial killer. So he played a serial killer. And then, he played Merle on Walking Dead and shit like that. So I do kind of feel like, I don't know if it's just actors that get typecast as playing villains are just nice dudes and they enjoy playing villains and they get all their evil shit out when they're playing the villains. Yeah. Or, like you said, if they feel like because they play villains, they feel like they have to be extra nice.
They have to be extra nice.
to let
everybody know that it's not real.
That's not really me.
Yeah.
I'm not really a terrible person like that.
Although I tell you what, I liked the first 4 or 5 seasons of The Walking Dead.
Yeah, we know.
It was an excellent survival horror series. It got very hokey as it went on. You cannot hide behind sheet metal. When it comes to assault rifles. They'll go through a fucking inch of steel at 100 yards. They're, especially any kind of armor-piercing type of fucking tungsten core round or anything. They go through shit. You can't hide. When I started seeing that shit, I said, I got to check out. Like, this is just... I cannot suspend my disbelief anymore.
Although, like I said, I feel like they do that in a lot of movies, too.
Yeah, and they shouldn't have.
Like, they shoot through shit that you, like...
The first few seasons of The Walking Dead, what made it good is that it kind of was something you could kind of learn from. It was kind of realistic. You're like, yeah, that's probably how that would go in that situation, But I will say this. The 2 Dixons in the story, even though they're very much stereotypes, were very believable. That's the way a lot of real hardcore Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana.
You could see why so many people related to those characters. And why Daryl is still fucking on there, as far as I know.
Yeah, that's basically what you're talking about. And they had guys like Merle. There weren't a lot of them, but they had guys like that. And they were not. they would not be politically, they would not be socially acceptable. You know what I mean? In places like fucking California or New York, you know, or anywhere really. They're hardly socially acceptable even in Mississippi for some of the shit that they did, but they're there. And they're kind of like that. But what's weird about them is that they can still be kind of fucking interesting. You know what I mean? They're still interesting guys. That's what they're like.
Well, and I think that's all anybody wants. I don't think anybody cares, even when they're watching a TV show, they don't care about, oh, this is a good person or this is a bad person. Right. They just, is this an interesting person?
Yeah, and that was what was great about Merle. Merle was a mixed bag. Okay? Yeah, he had a lot of bad in him, but in the end, he had good in him too. He was a complicated character. You could say he was a villain, but in the end, he ended up sacrificing himself for Michonne, didn't he? And his brother.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the thing is, that's what I liked about his character is that even though in a lot of ways, he was kind of a dick, but there was some good in him too. And that's what I think people like about Daryl.
Yeah.
Is that he's a conflicted character. Yeah. Like, he does some shit that maybe people wouldn't like, but he's still a good person. Yeah. You can tell he's a good person.
Yeah.
Like, he cares about people.
Daryl knew he didn't have... Merle knew that in the long run, he had no future in the situation that he was in. So he went out and tried to save good people. He kind of knew he was a bad guy, but in a way atoned for it. I really liked that.
And like I said, I think that's a good...
Right, and atoning for it, are you a bad person? Are you a bad person?
Well, obviously no, because...
Then you end up like, no, he was a good dude.
Because if you know, if you've acted like a shithead in the past, and you realize that, and you try to rectify it, then... obviously, no, you're not a bad person.
No,
a bad person would just keep on doing what they were doing and not give a shit what anybody thought.
He wasn't selfish in the end.
Right.
And in the end, he was a good dude. He went out with honor. He saved other people. He turned his back on his ways. That's...
Yeah, which, like I said...
Without compromising his core characteristic, which was strength. He was about strength and he was about fury. But he redirected it. You know what I mean? Redirected it into something that was good, which was to save others. That was the only choice he had at the time he did that. Really good writing. Really good writing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And I think that's why people still remember that character fondly.
Yeah.
Because you can be like a bad guy. You can do shitty things. But if you realize that you're a shitty person and you try to atone for it, you do something good later, I think people will respond to that more than they'll respond to somebody that is unrealistically good or unrealistically bad, because nobody is like that. Yeah. Nobody is all good or all bad.
There's no perfection.
Exactly.
Everybody's kind of a mixed bag.
Like I said, and everybody, I think most people know, at least most people with self-awareness, know that, you try to be a good person, but obviously everybody has... bad shit that they do. They've done shit that they've ashamed of. Everybody has.
Yeah.
So I think that people can really relate to characters like that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, hey, they're like me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They did shitty things, but they kind of made up for it in the end.
David June said he played Riff Raff in community theater performance on the Rocky Horror. Yeah, we know the real Riff Raff.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that's good.
I used to go to Rocky Horror every weekend for many years. In succession. And I knew the girl that played Magenta. She went to high school with me.
David June came out, he said, that character's a lot like Vader. Like Darth Vader. Yeah, he is. He was.
Yeah.
He was kind of like Darth Vader. He was the Southern Darth Vader, even though Darth Vader was Southern. James Earl Jones was from Mississippi. Yeah. And he was an Army Ranger.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same.
It all kind of comes back around.
But like I said, I think that's kind of why a lot of people relate to Daryl as well, because it's like he has a lot of the same characteristics as Merle, but he's more conflicted about shit he has to do. He's stoic, but you can tell that there's a lot going on, even though he doesn't talk much.
Are you talking about Daryl?
Yeah.
The difference with Daryl is that Daryl was not really the aggressor. He wasn't an aggressive kind of guy trying to impose on others. He was a more introverted.
Well, and it was interesting with him and when Merle was still alive, because Merle was the reason that he was like that.
Yeah.
Because Merle was his big brother and he used to beat up on him and fuck with him and shit. And that's kind of what made him turn out like that.
And it was also the family background that was going on. And the thing is...
Because they all got molested, right?
They didn't really say that.
Well, that was implied.
They were beaten at least.
Yeah.
I think they were just beaten.
Yeah.
But what was kind of a waste was when we're talking about Daryl. Daryl's main episode where he came into a real character was the Chupacabra episode, where he survived on his own.
Yeah.
And he was hallucinating that he was seeing in Merle.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and that was the episode where I was like, yeah, I like this character a lot. The thing is, though, is that I'm convinced that.
Thank you, David. He says, "Where's all the super chats at tonight?"
Yeah, we're on a fucking super chat.
That's all right. We're fine.
We're just doing our job, man. We're just working. But I was expecting them to kind of expound on the fucking Chupacabra angle, because I was convinced that he did see a Chupacabra, but he didn't know what it was.
They should have done a whole little spin-off shit with that. With
later on,
there actually being a Chupacabra.
There was, yeah. Now, I kind of thought that maybe what the Chupacabra was going to be kind of like a zombified test monkey.
See, that's what we were talking about that. We were talking about, well, they wouldn't have brought it up if
right.
We thought it was going to be like a zombified dog or a zombified animal of some kind.
I think it would be an escaped test monkey.
That would have been a good thing for them to write in.
Yeah, and that was patient 0. That was patient 1. That's where the zombie outbreak came from. Was that infected monkey?
Yeah, see, that's what we were thinking.
And then Daryl saw it, and that's how they should have done that. But they missed that opportunity.
Yeah, it's almost kind of like they brought up the Chupacabra thing, and then they didn't really do anything with it.
Because he goes.
I thought that was leading up to something bigger.
He goes, maybe that had something to do with them all them mushrooms he was eating. He goes, I know what I saw. And as soon as he said, I know what I saw, I said, he did see it. Because in Mississippi, that's how that shit comes. I know what I saw. So it was true. If you say it in a certain way, you know it's true.
It's like, yeah, I drank a whole bottle of Jim Beam that day, but I know what I saw.
I know what I saw. See.
But I'm just saying that the fact that and honestly, wasn't that episode called Chupacabra?
It was called Chupacabra.
I kind of feel like they made such a big deal out of it that I feel like I thought it was going to like relate to something later on. Like you said, I thought it was going to be like patient. They were going to find out later on, like I said, that was what had caused the zombie outbreak. Is like some zombified dog had like escaped from a lab or something, which would have tied in really nicely. But I guess they never did that.
If you can only see one Walking Dead episode, it's that one, Chupacabra. I think that's season 2, isn't it?
That one or the one where Carol like shoots the kid.
Yeah. There were better ones than that, though.
I know, but I really like that episode. Yeah. Anytime anybody's willing to like fuck up a kid, I'm on board for that. I know that sounds weird, but I just feel like they don't really have the balls to do that a lot of times. I'm just saying. Somebody said, like Camp Guy said, it's gonna be mid-30s tonight here, and somebody's like covering up their tomato plants. Holy crap! Where the fuck do you guys live?
It's warm here.
I mean, it's been raining for like the last 3 days.
Should I let Pook out? Let me go let Pook out.
Wait, is she complaining?
She was complaining earlier.
If she's not complaining now, don't let her out.
It's dark.
Okay.
It's starting to get dark. Where you at, Pook? Come on.
I mean, it's only 8. Yeah, look at the flowers. I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot I gotta catch up on. I've been talking to like Michael from A Starry Night, who is still watching it. He's like, bitch, you have to like watch the new one. And I just haven't got around to it yet. I don't know. I will. But I don't know. I'm not, I'm not like, he's like, oh, it got so much like a soap opera. I don't mind that. But I don't know. I kind of feel like a lot of the characters I liked are gone now. And it's like the new ones they introduced are okay, but it's like not the same. I don't know. Maybe I just got jaded on the shit. Because honestly, I remember watching the fucking episode, and I'm sorry if this is a spoiler if you guys haven't like watched the whole time. But that episode where fucking Negan busts in fucking Glenn's head with the baseball bat and his eyeball pops out and shit like that. I was like flipping out. And And then I feel like a season or two after that, I was just kind of like, man, I really wanted to get into it and I just couldn't. Because I kind of felt like all the characters, like Rick left, and then he didn't even die. He just kind of like soft died, I guess. And after that happened, like I still love Daryl. I love Carol. I would like to do, because I think somebody mentioned earlier that they were going to do a spinoff show. I would watch that. Because honestly, those two, I like Maggie too. But most of my favorite characters are gone. So, I don't know. They introduced a lot of new characters that are cool, but it's like you don't really get to spend a lot of time with them because there are so many now. We watched Fear the Walking Dead for like 2 seasons, and I was like, I couldn't really get into it. And then I was like, ooh, super ballsy. They killed off like the main character, which I thought was like really cool. But I don't know. By that time, I had kind of lost interest. So I don't know. And I'm not one of those people that's just kind of like, oh, I lose interest immediately, because I don't. We stopped. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Is it back? Okay. That was my, hopefully you guys are still there. Okay. All right. Yeah, that was my streaming program. Said it disconnected momentarily, but then it said it reconnected. So hopefully, I'm looking at, he has his tablet over here with the stream on it. So I'm seeing if it works. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I feel like they should do, and honestly, I watched like, you know, the show that Daryl did with like, where he was just doing like motorcycle tours like around the country. I watched all of those. Cause that dude, like Norman Reedus, seems like a lovely person. He just seems like a lovely person in real life. He just goes around and he's like, goes to these fucking roadside places on his motorcycle.
She went to all these different doors and then didn't go out.
That's okay. Well, if she doesn't want to go, don't make her go.
She just wants to look outside.
I mean, close the door a little bit, because I don't know if how that's gonna go. I mean, don't close it all the way, because she might want to come in. But
look, she's got me jumping all over the place. Okay, good.
Well, no, I'm just telling you.
I'm just not worried about it. Not worried about it.
Yeah, is it still going?
Okay. Is what still going?
Well, because my my OBS crashed.
It did.
But then it disconnected.
Seems to be going here.
Yeah.
They're saying it looks like it's slow. Or at least concept is slow on his end. Looks normal here on mine.
Yeah, it kind of, we lost my my OBS for a little bit.
That's some herbal shit, huh? Yeah. That does not smell like a cigarette.
Yeah, it's herbal.
It smells like weed.
It's no nicotine, no tobacco. Ooh. I don't know what the fuck's in there.
Well, here, okay, if there's no nicotine, let me get a drag. Because I can't get hooked on that. Really?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's what I told you. I got those a long time ago.
See, I don't really care about the damage it does to your lungs. I just don't want to be addicted to it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no nicotine in that. I don't even know what's in there, but it's not nicotine.
That's nice.
Or tobacco. Yeah. I just got those off fucking Amazon.
It's just psychological.
Because those are like legal to sell.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? So you can get them easy. Yeah, Tammy said Norman's the reason I started watching Walking Dead. I liked him from Boondock Saints. Yeah, he was great in Boondock Saints. He was in what do you call it? Masters of Horror, the John Carpenter one, Cigarette Burns. He was in that as well.
Yeah.
Which he playing a completely different character. But yeah, it's like, honestly, him and Carol are kind of the best characters on there. You know, nowadays. Yeah. I haven't seen, I think the last season I missed, maybe 2 seasons. And there's a new spinoff now too. Not Fear the Walking Dead. It's shit, man. What's it called? But I think it's like whole new characters.
I don't trust Walking Dead.
I've heard that was good, but I haven't seen it yet. So I'm not making a judgment.
Yeah, they're kind of, I don't know. Fear the Walking Dead was good for a while, and I'm going, where's this shit going? You know what I mean?
Although, like I said, I will give Fear the Walking Dead props for having the balls to kill their main characters off.
Well, because nobody liked them
in the second season or whatever it was. But
well, they didn't do anything with them. That was the problem.
Yeah, but by the time that happened, I was just kind of like, eh.
Yeah. They didn't do it
Well,
anymore.
the thing about it, I think.
Let me get one of those.
Okay.
I want to pull one. I can smoke that. As long as there's no nicotine in it.
Yeah, it's not. See, it says no nicotine, no tobacco.
Do we have an ashtray?
It's over there. Do you want it?
Ashtray over here where I can put it.
All right. Oh, we're going full.
Yeah.
He's going into like fucking.
Yeah, it's smoked a long time. As long as if I just smoke one.
There you go.
Without having a craving, I got
it. Well, I didn't know if you were doing it or if I were doing it. See, not bad, right?
What the fuck? It didn't light.
Yeah, you gotta. They're kind of hard to light. That's the only thing. Because it's not, it's
like
not tobacco. They're kind of like grass.
It's kind of like a cigar. It's hard like a cigar.
Yeah.
Smokes like a cigarette, but it doesn't have the same hit as a cigarette.
Yeah.
It's kind of mild. There's absolutely no nicotine rush.
Yeah. Well, it's just kind of like it's like a vape.
Yeah, it's like a vape. It's very, very mild.
So you can feel like you're doing it. That's why I ordered them to see what they were like.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Very mild. That's doable. That'd be good for a club.
Yeah. Well, like I said, you can get them on Amazon. They're like I said, it's not nicotine, so they're illegal to sell them.
Okay. So you don't worry about the 18 plus thing.
Yeah. Because that's where I got them before. I think the thing that they made a mistake with Fear the Walking Dead is that they wanted to go back and start at the beginning of the zombie outbreak again, but with different people in a different area. Which, like I said, that could work, but we already saw that. Because we already saw that on The Walking Dead. We saw the beginning of the outbreak. We saw the shit. So I kind of feel like, yeah, that's kind of what would have happened anywhere. You know what I mean? So it's not quite as interesting. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Because it's just shit you've already seen.
Tila said she initially thought it was a cigar you were smoking, and then she thought it was a joint too. No, it's a little bitty herbal thing. It's got a filter on it.
Yeah.
It's burning fast, though. I'm halfway through it already.
They are, yeah. They're herbal cigarettes. Like I said, I got them a long time ago off of Amazon because you can sell them legally because they don't have tobacco or nicotine in them.
Yeah.
And
they're good. They're smokable, though.
Yeah.
If you guys if any of you smokers have ever had like a Merit Light, which is like smoking fucking air, it's like that. But me being an ex-smoker, it's kind of nice to have that ritual.
Yeah, that's why I got them.
But it's kind of like
because if you ever want that, like I said, if I'm having a drink or if I'm having like a cup of coffee and I want like a cigarette with it,
right?
You can have that.
You can have a non-addictive cigarette. At least it's not.
And it still feels like a cigarette.
It feels like a cigarette, yeah.
But it's not like a vape. You know what I mean? I can't even do vapes anymore because it like makes me cough.
I did kind of lose that ability to deal with fucking smoke, but
yeah,
it's not bad though. It's real fucking mild.
Yeah,
I could order a pack of these. I'll smoke these during the club.
Yeah,
and then like you probably wouldn't have.
I've had this for like probably a year.
So you don't have so they may not be totally fresh.
Yeah.
So you don't have that urge to fucking smoke one constantly then.
No.
Okay.
Like I said, it's every now and then if I'm out and I drink, or every now and then, like if I'm working and I'm stressed out, I have a cup of coffee or something like that. I'm like, man, I wish I had a cigarette right now. You can grab one of those. But like I said, I've had this pack for a year. In fact, I'd had them so long that I forgot where they were.
Yeah, it's time to probably get some fresh ones because
I had to like dig. They were like buried in the bottom drawer or something. I didn't even know where they were.
I don't feel raw or ragged.
Yeah.
And I haven't smoked in how long? Many years. 5 years? No. 4.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
4 years.
It's been several years.
Yeah. So, let me see what I'm talking about here.
What are you talking about? I remember when Tom would vape nonstop on the show and Jenny would jump on his ass for being so loud.
Yeah.
Well, and some people complained about that too. Like in the early days. Well, especially if you were just watching it, if you were listening to the audio only version.
Yeah, there was
like I could see how.
Yeah.
Like every now and then it's like, fuck that guy. Why is he making so much like fucking vaping noise? We don't want to listen to it.
That was back before we were even taking the show that seriously. It kind of built up over time. But then you were putting all that damn work into the show.
Yeah.
With a lot more work in the show back then. Just that we really didn't expect to get anything out of it. It was just...
Well, I mean, we, as always, we just kind of started it, like, for fun, kind of.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's ironic because nowadays we do a lot more shows during the week. Yeah. But it's kind of... It's a lot of work, but it's less work than it used to be.
Yeah. She was spending all the time searching for photos.
Because we only had an audio. We didn't have a video component. So I was like... So the whole time I was like... Well, I have to have a new photo like every 10 seconds or whatever, so people don't get bored of looking at it.
That was kind of the way YouTube was back then, though.
It's true, yeah.
But it wasn't the future of YouTube. It was more like the past of YouTube.
Yeah.
A lot of shows were like that back then. But it's just so much easier just to do it this way. It's better for you guys to actually see us.
Yeah, I mean, and even if we fuck up or like say stupid shit we shouldn't say or can't remember some shit.
Yeah.
I used to worry about that a lot because I'd be like, oh man, what if I like mess up or what if I'm like, and I can't remember something? But now I'm just like, fuck it, I don't care.
I haven't vaped in a long time. I got all my vape stuff. I just lost interest in it. Didn't need it.
Yeah. And
didn't have the urge. Just more bullshit you have to fucking buy to deal with.
Well, and it's stuff you got to carry with you and... You know.
And I just don't care anymore. Too old to care. Getting too old and too ugly to care about that shit.
He's too old and too ugly to care about
too old and too ugly.
Aw,
I was only pretty back in the day. Go ahead and put that over there.
He was only pretty back in the day. Yeah. Well, everybody can say that. Most people were cuter back in the old days.
I was telling you, I showed Sophie this. I was telling you about it. That this woman, she was fucking overweight, just fucked up. She's like 72 years old. She went to the gym. She started taking performance enhancing drugs. She went down to fucking 125 pounds. She looked great for 72. And she spent her whole life out of shape. She's got an Instagram channel and everything. Yeah, it was just, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. You getting old doesn't matter. Not anymore. It's not like it was. You can always
like kind of better yourself to a certain degree. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but hey, I fucking had the pictures to prove it. I mean, they got fucking, you know, genetics has a lot to do with it. If you were ugly, if you were ugly when you were young, come on, you're gonna be ugly. But everybody can find somebody who you know, everybody can find a significant other who's like them, you know. You can't pick your parents. You know what I mean? Like, you can't control that. Yeah. And genetically, some people they're just not gifted. All right. But certain people that fucking looked good can remain good and remain attractive into old age. And fucking porn proved that. They got some female porn stars that are in their 70s that are working it for fucking 70. Fucking. And they look like they play the fetish fucking angle on their age. And
sure.
What's her name? Old D'Angelo is her name. Fucking, and she looks like a wicked witch of the West. Skinny with big boobs, fucking white hair and black stripes in it. She knows how to fucking play the whole thing. And her whole fucking business is the older woman fetish. Okay.
See, I feel like that's the direction I need to go. I'm gonna be like
older woman. Yeah.
I'm gonna be like a scary, like witchy.
Okay.
I'm gonna be like a Disney villain.
Yeah, it's what she looks like.
I'm gonna go Disney villain.
That's what she looks like. She got some.
That's a very attractive prospect for me.
Yeah, that's what she looks like. And well, you might not have a choice. At 70 or 80, that's probably how you go look.
But that's okay though, because it's like
you're a little too young to look like that now.
Yeah, but I mean, if I could go into like a Maleficent direction,
that's the way she went,
or like a fucking the witch from Snow White, old version or new version.
I showed her on show fucking weeks back. I said, you know,
I know
she looked crazy, but they got dudes that are fucking.
That's what I mean.
Funny.
There's a niche for everybody.
Yeah.
I believe was it Dita Van Teese that said you could be what'd she say? Something like
You
could
gotta
be
know how to
like
fucking work with what you got.
no, she said something like you could be like the best looking. She said something about peaches. Or the best looking peach in the room, and there's like people that don't like peaches. So she is basically saying that you could be the hottest chick ever, and there's always going to be some dudes that aren't into you because you're like not their type.
Yeah.
So don't fucking worry about it. There's always going to be like a percentage of people that are going to be into you. Whether that percentage is large or small, it doesn't really matter. But there's always going to be some. So just fucking work it toward that demographic.
I gotta thank T and Sabrina. They're saying don't worry about what you say, Jenny. Fucking Tom's still good looking. See?
I never said you weren't.
Okay, he said I was not the shit. I'm ugly. No,
You said that. I didn't say that.
No, look. Let me find fucking what's her name. Her name is Sally D'Angelo. I'm gonna show you some.
Oh, I thought you were gonna try to blame some shit on me because you said that.
No,
I didn't say that.
Let me tell my story. I'm fucking putting on a show. This is a show, people. I'm gonna show you guys.
I thought
I'm gonna show you a G-rated picture.
Well, yeah, don't show no.
She's like 70-something years old.
No porn on here. We're gonna get demonetized. Like I don't care, but don't get demonetized. I mean, we might get like limited, but it'll be all right.
Trying to find one that's
Look at him looking through his porn stash.
No, I'm looking at Google. We talking about Google.
What? I'm just teasing you.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to take a joke.
No, well, you sound serious sometimes.
He doesn't understand my sense of humor either. You think that he would after 10 plus years.
No,
but
this shit's dry as shit.
He still does.
I saw that time you were living up in the UK.
He doesn't understand my dry ass sense of humor.
Shit's fucking dry as fuck. Dry humor sometimes to an American just means not funny. But it depends on the situation.
That's only because you don't get it.
Yeah, no. No, I don't get it.
Because a lot of times I'll make a joke, which is obviously a joke, and he'll try to explain, well, no, actually, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, I'm joking. I know.
Yeah, but it wasn't funny. So I didn't see it as a joke.
It was funny.
Okay. Might have been funny over in Scotland. Or Wales.
Might have been funny to an intelligent person.
Oh, ain't that something? Look at how she's coming at me.
Hey, you come at me one way, I'm going to come at you another way. Not funny to dumb people.
This bitch, man, she's fucking crazy.
Oh, you're the only one that's allowed to be a bitch.
What are you talking about?
He's the only one that's allowed to be
crazy.
Okay. Tila says, I don't want to see no old porn lady, Tom.
I'm looking right now. I'm fucking getting lost in this shit.
He's getting lost in old lady porn. He's getting lost in old lady porn.
I'm trying to entertain you bitches, man. I'm just trying to say what's possible. Okay, that's a decent picture that I can show. I
thought you showed one before, but I can't remember what it looked like though. Are you sure?
Yeah. Oh, shit.
I can't.
It's not fucking working for me.
What are you doing, Grandpa? You like fucking the shit up? Okay.
Hey, not bad for like 72. She looked good.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, just saying, anything's possible. She does look a little bit like a wicked witch, doesn't she? But she.
That's not a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing, I guess.
That you could chase like kids off your lawn with that shit.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm going full Disney villain in my old age.
Yeah.
I'm just warning you right now. I'm gonna go like Maleficent on this shit.
How you doing on your drink? You all right?
Yeah, I got like.
People are sending me photos.
I got half of it left.
Oh, okay. Fucking.
You're gonna show the lady in the tub.
No, this is more pictures of me from high school. God. Daniel sent this. All right, that's from a yearbook. That was from a play I did.
Holy fucking shit!
Yeah, it's flashing.
What are you wearing?
Flashing underwear. It says, yeah, remember that one?
I've never seen that picture before.
Yeah. Hold on.
What was that all about?
It was a play.
I know that, dummy.
There's me fucking singing to Steve and during the play. That was during Joseph and Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. Look at my face.
And look at his face.
Yeah, well, he was singing too. It was like a duet.
Okay, but it looks like he's going. What the fuck?
Well, he wasn't going what the fuck. That's because
my god.
I was playing the Pharaoh, man, and the Pharaoh was the king, who means Elvis. And I was fucking singing this Elvis song, and I was telling, why don't you tell me? Why don't you tell me some shit? He's gonna tell me his fucking prophecy. Yeah, that's Gramthars that sent that to me. He got that shit from the yearbook. Oh, he's sending me yearbook photos.
Oh my god.
Okay, yeah.
We're seeing this.
That
shit
one's
now.
blurry. Fucking Gramthars. Send that again. That's just blurry. I can't send that. These are the pictures of the girls. That's Gramthars in there actually.
What
Blurry, bro.
are you doing?
That was one of those fucking plays we were in. That's
Oh
in
my
Joseph.
goodness.
Yeah, those girls were cute, man. Back
Look
in the
how
day.
big the hair
The big
was.
hair and
I
shit.
remember that.
Yeah.
I remember.
Okay, he's trying to get.
Me and most of my friends had
It's still blurry, bro.
had a fucking bottle of Aussie
Yeah.
hairspray in the locker.
Yeah.
I had a
Aussie
friend.
hairspray. It's just been smelling the same since 1986.
Do I have Aussie back here?
Yeah.
You know
T. White people had this shit called Aussie hairspray. There you go. That was our version of Jerry Curl. That was Jerry Curl for white people. It had a fucking special smell to it. It smelled good. It smelled really good.
I spray my bags down.
Every time I smell that shit, I was like, oh man, I remember fucking high school. It was just like, it's like going back in time.
Yeah, it reminds me. It has that, it's like a grape.
It's like
it's a little bit of grapey smell.
Yeah.
I like it. Well, it reminds me, I had this friend, and I hopefully, okay, it says it reconnected. All right, cool.
Okay.
Is it going?
Yeah, it's going.
All right. So I had a friend, I think her name was Kathy, but I can't remember. And she had like normal, like blonde hair, it was long in the back, but her bangs were like this. They were like straight up. You know, like there's something about Mary where she put the comb in her hair and it was like the bangs were up like that. It looked like that. So it was like the 80s. She had these bangs like up here. So she always had like Aussie, like this huge bottle of Aussie, like in her locker. And so I always associate the smell of Aussie with her.
Yeah.
Because she was in my physics class. She was in like a couple of other classes. But it's like, it's funny because she was doing that shit before There's Something About Mary came out. And then when I saw that movie, I was like, oh my God, it's her from high school because her bangs were like straight up. And that's what her bangs looked like. Oh my God, fucking high school.
T, I'm telling you, man. If you ever get a chance, if you don't know what Aussie fucking hairspray smells like, show that to her again. If you don't know what that shit smells like.
Yeah. I just ordered like a 3-pack of these. They're in the bathroom.
If you ever going through like Walgreens and you see that shit, spray some, smell it. You can go, oh man, that's what white people smell like.
It's what white people smell like.
It did. That's the way white people use this.
It's like, I can't remember. It's like
white people smell like two things: Aussie hairspray and bologna. One of the two.
I don't think there's any possible way I could smell like bologna. But
okay, all right. Okay.
Because I haven't eaten bologna since I was like 12 years old. But what's in this though? I
don't know. It smells good.
It's like a grapey kind of smell.
It smells good, man.
He's gonna spray it like right in his face.
Yeah.
I have 3 more of those.
It takes you back to another era.
Yeah, see, right? Although the reason I buy it, not just for nostalgia because it smells good, but also because see, instant freeze. And I'm like, I don't want my bangs moving.
Yeah.
The rest of my hair is fine. It can do whatever it wants to, but I don't like my bangs flopping over into my face. So I just do my bangs over like that, and I'm like, shoot.
It has a slight. It's like a mixture of fucking
there's
grape.
Like, there's nettles and shit in it.
It's like a smell. It's like the smell is a mixture of grape and Tester's model glue.
Yeah, I can see that.
It does kind of smell like glue a little bit.
Oh my God, that reminded me. You got out of bed the other day.
Yeah,
the other morning.
Yeah, she says you smell like glue.
Yeah, you made the whole bed smell like model glue.
Yeah. You
got out like to go to the bathroom or something, and I was just kind of like.
Yeah, she went on to have sex. I was fucking. Come here.
I was like, you smell like glue.
You smell like glue. And I was like,
You made the whole bed smell like glue.
Yeah.
I was like, I have to wash the sheets now.
Yeah. That's those injections.
You and your hormones.
Yeah, it's injections.
Oh my God, I can't believe I have to deal with this now, and I'm like almost 50 years old.
Yeah, Xanadu says Aussie smells good, and fucking T says fucking Pantene dry shampoo is great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love dry shampoos because honestly, I do not wash my hair every day because you shouldn't. It's not good for your hair. It dries it out. I wash my hair about every 3rd day. You get it wet. You kind of
so you put water through it?
Yeah, I put water through it. I put conditioner in it.
She showers. You shower.
Yeah.
You just don't wash the hair.
No.
Just get water through it.
Yeah, I put water through it. I put a little bit of conditioner. Sometimes I put like some of that oil, like that.
I don't have enough hair to worry about it. That's
well, you don't. And honestly, my hair. Every time I wash my hair, like you've complained about this too. Every time I wash my hair, big huge handfuls of it come out.
Yeah.
And yet, my hair doesn't get any.
As soon as you start talking about hair, man, we lost 7 people. They're like, oh, they're gonna talk about washing their hair. Yeah, don't we go.
Man, fuck that.
Yeah.
Conspiranormal. Hey,
what's up?
We're gonna do their show next week.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's Tuesday, right?
Yeah, Tuesday.
It's 27th.
Yeah. What are we talking? What are we gonna be talking about? Because you gotta understand, Conspiranormal. They like me to fucking run it on the show and to fucking say.
We just end up talking about whatever the last couple topics of the podcast were. So we'll probably talk about Charles Manson,
right?
Whatever the one before that was.
Yeah. Which
I don't even remember.
I've been told that some of Tom's best content is on paranormal, is on fucking Conspiranormal on their
Patreon.
On their Patreon.
Well, because we always do extra shit for the Patreon show, and then they just let you run rampant.
They ask me all kinds of good questions that are crazy as shit,
and he'll just go on and on, and I'm over here falling asleep.
Yeah, she'll fall asleep, but they want to fucking hear.
Because I don't get to talk.
They know about a Tom rant, and they want to hear a Tom rant, and I fucking rant about all kinds of stuff, whatever it is that they want to talk about. I enjoy it. Because they said it was a safe place for me to fucking go ahead and just cut loose.
Yeah, well, you do that on here too, but like I said,
yeah, I do too. Oh, go ahead, let me get one.
But I'm also another person that would like to talk sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but they're asking me a question.
See, these are good, right? I can order more if you want.
They're good. Yeah, order some more. I'm just afraid of being addicted to them. There's no nicotine.
No, they don't have any nicotine in them. I don't know what the fuck's in them, but it's not nicotine.
They're hard to light.
Mm-hmm. I noticed.
That's the problem.
Like I said, they're not ideal. I prefer actual cigarettes, but they're good for just if you don't want to fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said. Adam says I'll send you a list. I love talking to Tom about Brazil.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because he knows a lot about Brazil too. Because his wife is from there, but yeah.
Ex-wife
is from there. So he lived down there for a while. So yeah, you guys know all about Brazil. I've never been there, so I can't contribute to the discussion. One of these days. Maybe.
What, take you down there?
I don't know.
It's not dangerous right now.
Well, that's what I mean. It's not my really top pick. If I'm going to spend money, it's like that's not my top pick of where I would want to go.
Brazil's very dangerous right now. I'd rather go to Colombia than Brazil. At least the war in Colombia is over. We'll go up there and see our boy. Remember?
Yeah.
What's his name again? I forgot his name.
Who, Jacob?
Jacob. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, Jacob.
Yeah, we could go.
Yeah, Jacob's in Colombia.
I don't know. Like I said, it's expensive to travel. There's a lot of.
Brazil's not that bad.
There's a lot of other places I'd rather go.
It's just the airline, the air flight. It's about $1,000 round trip per person, or at least it was. I gotta check it now. Maybe it's come down.
Well, honestly, I used to pay.
We get a cigarette, ashtray.
I used to pay 900 something.
Yeah.
To go to the UK.
Yeah. Round
trip, but that was nonstop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I got friends I grew up with in Brazil, though. If we went back to Brazil, we could stay with them. They're all doctors and lawyers now. Big houses and shit.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I need to plan this shit ahead of time. Right. I haven't had a vacation in more than 10 years. So if I'm going to do a vacation, I'm going to fucking do it right.
Yeah.
I'm going to do what I want to do.
Yeah, Tina's saying that Manson, creepy disappearances, and the Phoenix Lights were the last major talks.
Okay, there you go.
So that's a good.
Okay, so I can just read back over those notes, and we'll do that.
I still would like to get more into the Phoenix Lights.
Yeah,
that Phoenix Lights case was fucking very interesting.
And that
there was something there.
That even ties into the whole Crustle sphere, dude.
Yeah, that is in part of the Crustle sphere. And if fucking Crustle saw that shit, then you know that shit was real. You could take that to the bank. He saw the lights. He reported them. He was one of the first witnesses. So calls me, what are those lights?
Maybe
he didn't know what it was.
Maybe
called it in.
Dom the Bomb says, "Where would you like to go, Jenny?" Oh my God, so many places. Honestly, I would like to go to Italy. I would like to go to Greece.
Yeah.
I would like to go to Japan.
Big price difference between all that.
Well, I know that, but I'm just blue skying here.
Japan, I'd love to go to Japan.
Shit, man, there's a lot of places in the U.S. I'd like to go. I'd love to go to fucking Alaska. I want to see all the fucking ice sheets. I want to see all that kind of shit.
I feel right at home in Korea, having lived there. Japan has a better nightlife. They don't look at you like you're from another planet. They would look at me and you dressed up for the nighttime like we were from another fucking planet in Korea. They don't treat you too well, especially if you have tattoos. Japan is a little more tolerant of foreign ways. You know what I mean? They have goth clubs there.
Well, yeah. I mean,
so
Japan's
probably
more
do well in
international.
Japan, but not Korea didn't have goth clubs. We'd end up on Hooker Hill. Yeah, that's their version of the fucking.
Well, like I said, I've always kind of wanted to go to Japan. It's not, you know what I mean. It's like
the price differences.
There's a lot of places I want to go in Europe still, but I would like to go to Japan before I die.
The problem with Japan is that most people would want to go to fucking would want to go to Tokyo. And Tokyo is amazingly expensive, and a lot of people have said that other cities outside of Tokyo are better.
Well, I mean, Tokyo is very
tourist.
It's very it's touristy and it's overcrowded.
Yeah,
which I get
overpriced.
I get that. Then it says Norway, the fatherland. Well, I would actually like to go to Scandinavia.
Not much of a party life.
Well, just to see it.
Cold and dark.
I like that though. I like cold and dark.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not into this like sunny shit. I don't like this.
Yeah, because you were born here.
I grew up here.
Yeah.
I'm over it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you don't get that. I'm over it. It's not. Seriously, I get up here and it's raining.
Of the honky motherland.
I get up here and it's raining. That makes me super happy.
Okay.
I'm like, hooray! The sun's not out today.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I'm not into it. South Africa is breathtakingly beautiful. Violent as hell, though.
Yeah, no thanks on South Africa. White people run from South Africa. I know a lot of them. They're just like, oh, no, sorry. Not a good place to go.
Tila says I should go to Alaska. Benda Juno, Paige, and okay. Yeah, I've always wanted to do I'm not a cruise person, but I've always wanted to go to Alaska. That seems like my vibe. I like mountains. I like snow.
I got to tell you, Jenny, high on my list right now would be Mexico. I would love to go to Mexico. After some of the shit that fucking, these fucking Mexican guys that are in here, some of the photographs that they show me, fucking fantastic.
I would gain 50 pounds if we went to Mexico.
Just what we could get in Mexico for the dollar, fucking the money that we have now, amazing. Have a good time. The problem is like you said, it's hot and sunny. It's kind of like, it's not as bad as Florida. The humidity is a lot.
But it's not different enough that it would. I mean, one of the best times that I had, I always have a good time going on vacation to somewhere that's not like here.
Yeah.
So I always have a good time. I always have a good time in New York City. I always had a good time. I went out to Colorado and I went up in the mountains because my sister used to live there. And I went up in the mountains and it was like snow and it was like, and I had it was so awesome.
Yeah.
Because it was different. I mean, I had a really good time out there.
Stardog says Easter Island. No, man. Come on.
I like giant heads.
Yeah, there's nothing on Easter Island. Chile would be better than Easter Island.
He's making a joke. You get that?
Yeah, I know that. But, I fucking went to Santiago and I was in Santiago for like 2 weeks. I fucking loved it. Chile was great. Beautiful. I was a teenager at the time. I got to tell you, man. Just saying.
See, I would be into, if we went to Central or South America, I want to see all that old like Aztec and Olmec shit, man. I want to go see the fucking temples.
Yeah.
I want to go out in the jungle and see that. I want to see that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's out there.
I like that shit.
Peru had a lot of it. Peru, Bolivia,
Yeah, see, I like that shit.
has all that shit.
I'm into all. He's not, because he makes fun of me because he thinks I'm like arty farty and shit. But I like all that. I like that old like archaeological shit, man. I
Yeah,
want to see that shit.
it's touristy now though. Yeah, there aren't as many There probably it's not that crowded most of the time. You can find out when the slow season is and go. That's probably the best way to do it.
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
And don't go anywhere that's like not sanctioned, because I read the ruins. I know you go to some fucking place and they like fucking then the vines eat.
Yeah. Xanada says,
know.
Tom, my uncle vacations in Chile multiple times. Yeah, Chile was fucking awesome. It was still during the reign. Pinochet, I believe, was still in charge at that time. And it was just a quiet, peaceful place. It was kind of a weird Germanic feel to it. A lot of Irish immigration there. People think of South America, you know, they're thinking of like a place like Mexico. No, not really. More like Europe. That's what it's like. You did have indigenous people there, but they're all just kind of fucking bred into the people mostly, you know. It's not. And it was Chile was. I liked Chile. It was great. And I was going to say this: out of all of South America, Chileans were handsome people, just very handsome. They just looked good, real good. Just something about their breeding. I don't know. They're just fucking real good looking people. I kind of put them in terms of just the aesthetic. Pretty damn good looking. They're just good looking people. I can show you pictures. Just the way they look. I don't know why.
I don't know either.
Just the way they look.
Gramthars says Thailand was a trip. Never seen anything like the ping pong shows and the strip clubs. They shouldn't like ping pong balls out there, cooches.
Well, have the ping pong probably were, yeah.
Well, that's a pretty common thing for
Thailand is known for that kind of shit, and if you're into the fucking muscle steroid fucking scene, Thailand's huge for that. A lot of your fucking bodybuilders go there to fucking do cycles of fucking steroids and fucking hang out with Thai girls or Thai lady boys. That's another one. They like Thai lady boys. Fucking, there's a famous fucking bodybuilder. What's his name? Fucking, I'm trying to remember his name. He's just this big, funny looking motherfucker who's just ridiculous as shit, and he ended up becoming not really a laughingstock, but just kind of like a in the fucking bodybuilding scene. He just became a trip because he was making ladyboy porn. And he's goofy. The dude is just goofy as shit. He's an old guy in his 50s. I'm trying to remember what his name was, though. When you see him, he's just fucking a trip, you know. Big pot belly muscle dude.
Yeah, Thailand is trip, but amazing food. Yeah. My coworker was Thai. I wouldn't mind it going there, actually. I mean, I know that it has kind of like a bad reputation because, like, oh, that's where all the dudes go to like bang underage chicks,
yeah,
or
underage
whatever.
Girls and fucking
But you know, it's obviously
and
that's not the whole.
I think a lot of Thai food was fucking bugs. They eat a lot of bugs.
Yeah, but that's not all they fucking eat.
No, but it was when I was younger.
That's just like saying, oh, all the Scots eat is haggis.
Yeah.
That's not the case. Everybody's known by like their grossest thing.
Eating bugs was not the normal thing the Thailanders ate, though.
I feel like that there's some kind of shit where it's like, hey, let's give this to the foreigners to gross them out, so they'll go away and leave us alone.
That's not what happened. According to a chef that I was listening to, Thailand got fucking kind of infected with communism for a while, and during that time a famine got hit, and they all started eating bugs and shit they were just finding, and that was not their original cuisine. Their original cuisine was, you know, fish and chicken and the same kind of shit other people eat. But during times of communism, they ate bugs and famine, and that got kind of blended in. I guess it's kind of like their version of crawdads and crawfish, but still, I'm just not eating any goddamn roaches. I'm just not eating them.
But like I said, you can understand where that came from. And like I said, after a time, I feel like people's cuisine gets identified by like their grossest thing, or like what other people in other countries think is their grossest thing. You know what I mean? So it's like people talk about Scandinavia and they're like, oh my God, you eat that rotten fish that's like been buried in the earth or whatever. It's like they're not eating that every day. Most of the time people eat normal shit.
Yeah.
It's just that, you know, or the same shit that everybody else eats. But it's just you get, you know, kind of typecast into this one sort of thing. And it's like nobody's eating that every day. You know what I'm saying? Unless you have to.
China eats a lot of bugs. They eat a lot of bugs. That's normal for them, though. I saw a Chinese dude pick up a damn live living frog and bite the head off of it, halfway through the head of the damn frog and eat it. And it wasn't food. It had something to do with some kind of a Chinese medicine that they would.
Well, yeah, that's a different thing. That's
and I was just like, nah. But they were serving it in a restaurant, and I was like, nah. I mean, if you want to know about what's going on in China, you go on a channel. Shit, what's his name? Fuck, I'm too drunk to remember people's names now. And anyway, he lived there for nearly, I think, more than a decade. He was a South African guy, married a Chinese woman and everything. They left there from now. They left there now. But he'll tell you everything about all the food and why they were eating it and how much it cost and food quality and what's a ripoff and what isn't a ripoff. His name is Serpent. The channel is called Serpent ZA. It's a really, really good channel. And he used to stream from there live, but not anymore. But I learned a lot about Shenzhen, I think is where he lived in China. And just how they do things. Not as exciting as I thought it would be.
Nothing ever is.
Yeah, you'd get bored with it quick. You'd stay in some tourist area.
Well, living somewhere is different than visiting somewhere.
What ended up happening with China, if you went to visit China, you'd stay in a tourist area. Because there really wouldn't be much for you to do outside of there that you would like. And then in that tourist area, you'd get bored quick. Because it's very watered down. Very westernized. So it's not the real China.
And a couple of people made the point, too, that it's like there's a lot of shit to see in the U.S., which actually I would really like, one day before I die, I would really like to do like a train journey across the whole U.S. Or do Route 66 or do any of that kind of shit. We watched a documentary on YouTube, like a dude and his dad had driven Route 66 and they stopped everywhere along the way. And it's like, I was kind of like, man, I kind of feel like I want to do that. Like, I either want to do a road trip or I want to do like a train trip across US. If you're flying across, it's not the same. You don't get to see shit. I want to like stop at all the like cheesy roadside attractions. I want to do all that kind of shit. I want to see all the fucking mountains and the canyons and all that kind of shit. I want to do that one of these days.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. We'll see.
Not me, thank you.
I'll do it by myself.
Too long.
No, it'd be fun. It'd be fun.
About what is that? 2 weeks?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah. In a train all that time?
Yeah.
And it ended up being, for us, it would be kind of like the same wherever you went.
Not really.
Well.
Like I said, I went to Colorado and that was like really not like here. And I went to New Mexico and it was really not like here.
I've been to most of these states, I think. So
well, you can just sit in the bedroom and watch YouTube and I'll go have some fun.
This is how she does. This is how she does. The United States has become kind of homogenized in a certain way recently, you know. But, well, yeah, whatever.
Don't be a bummer, Thomas.
Not being a bummer.
Yeah, you are.
I'm just saying for the money, I'd rather go to another country.
Well, yeah, so would I. But I'm just saying there's a lot of cool shit that I haven't seen in the U.S. also. And I'm just saying that a few years ago, I went to Colorado to see my sister.
Yeah. And
it was amazing. The mountains were amazing because I'm from Florida. We don't have mountains. You know, we don't have mountains that still had snow on them in fucking May or June or whatever it was. And it was like cool. I'd never been on a mountain and there were clouds like below you. That blew my fucking mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yep. I'd never seen that. So, you know, I thought that was really cool. It was just kind of like the first time I went to the UK. I went to Wales and it snowed. Yeah. And I had never seen snow in my entire life. Well, I'd seen snow, but like just little flakes of it. I never seen snow like snow on the ground where you could build a snowman. Okay. I'd never seen that ever.
Yeah, that's
because I grew up in Florida.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous to me.
It doesn't snow here.
Yeah. Well, it snowed that one time. It snowed back in 2008.
Yeah, but that's not snow. It's like snow is like little flakes are falling out of the sky.
It did though.
But it doesn't build up on the ground to a point where you can build
it did
a
out in
snowman.
Eustis. It did out in Eustis. When I was living in Eustis. It snowed. It stayed on the ground. I guess it just didn't hear. That was 2008.
Well,
That only happens like once.
I grew up on
years,
I grew up on the coast.
Okay.
It would snow every now and then. You would get it. It would snow. Sometimes you get little flakes. Everyone would freak out because it never happened. But it wouldn't really stay on the ground. If it did, it wouldn't really stay for more than like an hour or two. Yeah. I never had like this much snow. Yeah. Like the first time I was in Wales, I think it was January. It was in January. Yeah. And it was like 2002, 2001, 2002, something like that. And it was a bad snowstorm. It was like worse than they usually had. And there was like several feet of snow, like so much that people couldn't drive and shit. Yeah. And I went in the backyard of my ex-husband's parents' house. I was like, I'm gonna build a fucking snowman because I've never done that in my entire life. So I went out there and I built a fucking snowman just so I could say that I had done that, because it was blowing my mind. I had never seen that. And it's really weird to me because, you know, for people, most people in the United States, you know, it snows in the wintertime. Florida, it doesn't. Yeah. So I had never seen that before. Yeah. I had seen it in movies and shit, but I never experienced it.
Me and Gramthars are just like going, what is she talking about? Because up in Michigan, that shit.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So people don't understand. Like it's almost kind of like, you know, people that grew up in Australia, where, you know, in the southern hemisphere, and, you know, Christmas happens in the summertime. So all their Christmas, like, oh, Santa's surfing and all that other kind of shit. Yeah. That's kind of like what Florida is like. It's like, it gets kind of cold here sometimes, but it doesn't snow. It's not like, even a lot of times at Christmas time, it's still like warm. Yeah. I saw snow in the sense that, oh, there's like little flakes falling. Yeah. And every now and then, sometimes it would get cold enough and we would convince my parents or my grandma or whoever to turn the sprinklers on so the grass would freeze so we could pretend like it was snow. You know what I mean?
It's fine. So we kill all the grass.
Well, yeah, but well, that's why she didn't want to do it. Right. And she was like, I'll kill all the grass. We're like, we don't care. We just want to pretend it's like wintertime.
Yeah, kill the grass.
So, well, because we saw in the movies and we wanted it to be wintertime. Right. So we were just like, just freeze your whole yard, please. We were kids.
T said you'd love the Sequoia and Sequoia National Forest. That's true. Yeah, Redwood Forest. Yeah, we'd go there as a kid all the time when I lived in California.
Yeah, I want to do that too.
Tell you that one of the best places about fucking Yosemite is the way Yosemite smells. It smells like redwood, the whole fucking place. And it's just real. It's got cool, crisp air, and you smell that redwood smell mixed with campfires. The smell of campfires burning.
See, I love that smell.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I mean, I haven't been there in a long, long time. It was just something, you know, as a kid that I experienced. It's pretty out there, real pretty. And I don't know if when we went, me and my Aunt Lois and like some of my aunts, it was never crowded, really. It might be now, I don't know. The population has expanded a lot since that time. And the forest rangers were cool. They would sell you weed. They would just give you weed. If your aunts were cute and young, like they were back in the day that I would go there, they'd just come up with fucking guitars and start around the campfire and start fucking singing.
Fart around the campfire.
Singing. What's that?
You said fart instead of start.
I didn't say anything about farting. I said they'd sit down by a campfire.
Okay.
And start fucking playing guitar and fucking handing out fucking joints and they try to fuck your aunts. That's what they try to do.
Yeah, that's why they were given the free weed.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's 70s though. 70s and early 80s. I don't know if Tila had the experience of the forest rangers trying to fuck your aunts, but that's just the way it was.
With weed.
Yeah, they're trying to give
them with weed.
And they're singing. They're fucking playing guitar and singing Rocky Mountain High, Colorado, and all that kind of shit. Fucking singing John Denver fucking songs,
folk songs.
Yeah, yeah, and they have like one token female,
So they didn't seem predatory?
No, they'd have one token female fucking ranger with them at all times. Yeah.
Like I said, so they didn't.
I remember. She was cute. Her name was Zoe. Zoe. Her name was Zoe, and she was.
But not Zoe.
Might have been Zoe, but might have been Zoe. But I remember. Okay. I thought she said Zoe.
Okay.
Remember correctly.
Well, some people like it.
And the main forest ranger, fucking park ranger thing, the barracks are right there. And we actually went into her fucking apartment, and she had all these, because she was selling artwork.
Oh, okay.
And she would, she had these hand-drawn inks of fucking things like owls and all these forest creatures. They were fucking gorgeous. It was like she was like a professional artist and a forest ranger. Because my aunts were friends with her. Yeah, I remember that. It's weird.
That's cool.
Just gonna come back. Yeah, and that's how it was. It's kind of like the hippie days. Yeah, they're all old people now, if not dead.
Well, what I remember from Florida, which, like I said, never snows here. We don't have winter.
Yeah.
So we would go camping at springs in Central Florida, and you would try to avoid getting eaten by alligators, and you would try to avoid getting encephalitis from mosquitoes, and try to avoid getting heat stroke. But it was fun other than that.
Yeah.
But it was super hot. Although I do remember one time we went camping. I think it might have been in Alexander Springs, which is in Central Florida, like it's near Ocala. And we went camping there, and it was in March. And I remember that it was unseasonably cold the night that we camped for some reason, just like out of the blue. And it went down into the fucking 30s in March. Yeah. Which is crazy. So my mom and my brother were in the tent. And me and my sister were like, fuck this. We're going to go sleep in the station wagon, which is my mom's station wagon. So we go sleep in the station because we thought it would be warmer. It wasn't. Yeah. Spoiler alert. So we go sleep in the station wagon. And in the station wagon, we had a cockroach who had decided that the station wagon was warmer than the outside. So he was going to live in the station wagon and was also trying to get into our sleeping bags all night. So we did not sleep that entire night of that fucking trip. As soon as the sun came up, we were like, just get this fucking bug out of this fucking car, because he was very persistent. I mean, I get it. He was cold. We were cold. But I'm like, get the fuck out of my shit.
Xanada mentioned he's at Lake Tahoe. Xanada sent me some videos today, him driving through the mountains and shooting some video down on fucking Lake Tahoe. He's down there right now. Look gorgeous. Look good. How long has the show been going on, Jenny? Is it time for us to go ahead and check off?
3 hours and 48
Yeah, it might be around time. Looks like everybody's kind of slowing down. Super chat's drying up. Might be time to shut it down.
You gonna make some food or some shit?
Yeah, we'll get something to eat. I'm getting hungry. You getting hungry? What do you want?
Kinda.
You want some hamburgers? You want
I don't know. What you got? Well, I don't know. We had like tacos or burritos earlier. That was a long time ago.
I don't have a whole lot of things thought, so I'd have hamburger probably way to go.
All right, we can have a hamburger. Okay. That's fine. But yeah, so hopefully you guys had a good time tonight. I know we didn't talk about Death Proof that much, but I guess we'll talk about it Sunday.
We've got to review it.
I didn't realize that was what you were doing.
That's the idea. That's why we watched it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. So I guess we'll have to do it on Sunday.
Somebody sent it to me, so we got to review it.
All right. Fair enough.
Yep.
So I'll change the title on this.
Okay. It doesn't really matter. Just change title.
All right. So we will see you guys when? Okay, so it's Wednesday. Okay, so we'll see you guys Friday evening. Yeah. We are doing a show about cruise ship crimes. Okay. That was what won in the thing. So I found like a whole bunch of crazy murders and disappearances and shit that happened on cruise ships.
T says hit the like button, people.
Yeah, everybody needs to hit the like button.
Yeah, that's right.
That's how the algorithm works.
Everybody saying good night. Good night, everybody. Good night, Tammy.
Yeah, you guys have a good rest of your night, and we will see you guys on Friday night. Yep. Thank you very much for dropping by. Yep. We'll see you guys later.
See you, Dave.
Bye.